Turn the value up, turn it loud. Miami's pride, make us proud. CanesWear crew, you hear the crowd. Hurricanes ain't backing down. Every play, every score. Raising bets and raising roar. Rocking orange, green galore. All for one and one for four. We got FTSN, taking names, win it again. Podcast fam, till the end. Tune in, now let's begin.
Hello and welcome to the CanesWear podcast, September 17th, 2025. Brings us, it is my mom's birthday, by the way, her heavenly birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Thank you for being spectacular and amazing and fantastic and being the best mom ever. Thank you for teaching me to be me. Thank you for teaching me to help me with following sports and always let me listen to whatever I wanted to and watch whatever I wanted to sports-wise. And it definitely helped me along the way. We've got the CanesWear podcast, as I said, September 17th. This brings the Canes at 3-0. We're going to talk a little bit about the USF game, which the Canes came out and did their business and took care of that. I'm going to talk about preview on the Gator game. There's a possibility. Category 5 said whiteout for the students, so I shamelessly said whiteout. Why don't we all do a whiteout? So come buy your white stuff at CanesWear in Davie, the Spot South Florida fan shop. And, of course, like and follow FTSN Network and Fins Talk Sports Network. Bobby and the team are phenomenal. Like and subscribe. Share the podcast today. We've got you for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. We're looking forward to it. I am with the magnificent Mando with the new haircut. Mando, welcome to the show.
Hey, good evening. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. And we got bachelor number 2. Of course, married, the way Mando said that. And we got the great Gio. Gio, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brett. Happy birthday to Mama Brett as well. And I'm sure everyone is pumped and excited for the Florida game on Saturday. That game's going to be sold out. It's going to be a packed Hard Rock Stadium, electric juice, an asylum, like Mario Cristobal said this week. He needs that place to be an asylum. So if you can go to the game, go to the game. Whoever is listening.
Go to the game. Pack
Absolutely.
the rock. I can't say enough, Gio, Mando. You can't that the fans can make a difference.
For sure.
You can make more of a difference at one game than you can for a whole year on X or on Facebook. Correct, Mando?
I'm sorry, Brett. Yeah, Mario praised everybody. I know that rain delay and all that lightning delay last week was kind of insufferable, but even Mario said it himself on Monday. He's like, shout out, bravo to the fans. Like, we thought, he's like, us and some of the players thought half of the crowd would have left. But he's like, no, they were crazier after the break than before the break. So fans are stepping up. It's really great to see.
Exactly. I did post that as well. I said, I'm super impressed with the fans. Jeff said to me, wow, there's as many people here as before. And you really thought like half of them would go home. This is South Florida. Okay. Everybody's walking around and talking and it was a good time. I had a nice foot-long hot dog, a pretzel, a beer. It was a nice little break there for me. So that was nice. But it was awesome. It was awesome. Gio, where were you for the when they did that? When they did the hour and a half lightning break?
I was up in the press box, actually. Well, I was down on the field. They were about to switch over to USF being on offense. And then all of a sudden play stops, whistles start, and then I look up at the Jumbotron. I'm like, oh, wonderful weather delay. So I get in the elevator, go up to the press box, relax there for about, like an hour, 42 minutes, I think roughly around that. So it was fine. At least I was in AC, but it took forever to get out of that stadium that night.
That was a long, was it the second quarter or the third quarter that took forever?
It was the second quarter.
Yeah, took forever. The second quarter we came, but even the third quarter started, and it just, because there were like 4 changes of possession in the first 5 minutes. So it was, but it was a crazy game. It went like we expected. We were like we hoped. The Canes dominated. And but just shout out to the fans. You're right; they really make a difference. You know, when the quarterback can't hear, and so I'd love to get that crowd packing every single week. It doesn't matter if we're playing Florida, Notre Dame, USF, Bethune-Cookman, Louisville, whoever we're playing. Let's just pack the rock. I mean, this could be a special team this year. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah, I think it can be a great season for Miami. I'm just more of the type that take it game by game. I know when people hear that, they may think, "Oh no, Gio's a little worried about the Florida game." I think Miami will be fine this weekend, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be the blowout that people are hoping for. And the reason why is I think Florida's going to punch back a little bit because they're against the rope.
Well, good point. Mando, I'm sure you're following the spread, correct? What is it today? 7.5 or so?
Yeah, I'm a little mad at myself because before the season it was -3.5, but that's a different topic for a different.
But
episode.
7.5, considering
7.5,
and they're 1-2, it's like the bookies know. They know what they're doing. They know more than the average homegrown fan.
Honestly, UF obviously Lagway threw 5 picks last week. They were in that game the whole way to the end, and their defense. I mean, Nussmeier's been the Heisman candidate since before the season. Defense played fairly well. I watched most of that game actually, so it should be a fun atmosphere Saturday night to say the least. I know a lot of UF fans are not excited about it from seeing a lot of comments and hearing a lot of comments, but in a rivalry game, you never know. But if Miami plays their game, I'm not concerned. We should be fine.
They've given up 2 touchdowns, right, all year?
Yeah, the defense has been fairly yes.
And it's pretty difficult to get. They gave it 1 touchdown. For a defense to give up 1 touchdown when you throw 5 interceptions, that's unheard of.
Yeah, but I do think I'm going to give credit to their defense. They have some guys on that end, but their pass rush is not really good. They lost their best defensive lineman, who has a broken foot right now, and Caleb Banks, a projected first-round guy on the interior. They still have Tyreek Sapp, who's a local guy, played at St. Thomas Aquinas, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes in Little League as well. People remember that team that went viral. But just they have a lot of struggles up front in the trenches, offensive line and defensive line. Miami's been dominating at the line of scrimmage to start this entire season. All 3 games they've shown up front. Akeem Mesidor has the best pass rushing win percentage in the entire country right now. And then Ruben Bain is the top overall graded defensive player in the entire country, whether that's D-line, linebacker, safety, not including all the other guys that are contributing there, like David Blay, who's doing great as a nose tackle, Ahmad Moten, Justin Scott, Armando Blunt. I don't think Miami like full on blows them out. Like people are thinking like, oh, a funeral for Billy Napier. Last year was the 41-17. They got a garbage time touchdown late in the game, but I still think Miami could win this game by 2 touchdowns easily.
So you're pretty confident this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like super confident like the USF game. Like I felt Miami was going to handle that easy, but I think Miami will win. I think they'll win by 2 touchdowns. I don't think the margin is going to be as big as last year, but yeah.
What do you think, Mando?
I think Gio's confident. I like that. I mean, I think Miami right now is playing that good. I know a lot of people going into last week were like, "Oh, trap game." They went into UF and beat them and all that. But I know you're big on Carson Beck and Heisman odds and all that. He's now the leading candidate for the Heisman.
I know.
Before this season, he was like 20-30 to 1.
I wanted to bet him so bad for the number 1 draft pick. It wasn't out the odds. The Heisman, you can't bet on Hard Rock. I wanted to bet that.
I mean, obviously, long way to go. We saw in the NFL on Sunday, Joe Burrow's now out 3 months. So in one play, your whole season can flip. So we don't want to go crazy talking about the natty and all that, but Miami's in a good place. Gio, I know, has mentioned and tweeted about all the recruits coming into the game this Saturday night, and you got game day. You got the ACC. I believe that what's his name, Eric McLean, was tweeting today that they'll be out there on campus also, and it's a showcase for Miami. Period. It's a national showcase from 11 a.m. or whatever it is till midnight. I'd be hard pressed to see us losing this spot. To me, a very rowdy crowd. Defensive line is an issue with UF, so the way our old line and Fletcher's been eaten. So I think, and all the worries about our quarterback is. I mean, we talked about it before the season. Every week, it felt like we were talking about a guy that had never played before, and now they're saying he's rising more than any quarterback in the NFL draft prospects right now. So I'm not surprised. I know somebody there might be, but year 4, 5, 6 guys. So the way they're playing. We saw a young man, wide receiver, last week step up, score 2 touchdowns.
Josh Moore.
So,
somebody said he was going to have a great year catching the long ball.
I mean, we were. I mean, probably me included. We're worried about who's going to be our pass catchers, and you got multiple threats right now.
Karen Ward called me and said if he had these guys, he would have been the Heisman Trophy.
But overall,
Miami has the best freshman, the 2 best freshman receivers in the country right now.
That's strong words. So it's and who would have thought that CJ Daniels? I mean, this guy is a highlight reel every time the ball is thrown to him. The way he can adjust his body.
And then on the other side of the ball, I mean, Mario said it before the year, and he wasn't, giving coach speak hyperbole. He said that Bain and Mesidor are in the best shape they've been, and are playing the best ball they have been since being at the University of Miami. And sure enough, you're seeing all the PFF stuff and everything out there. Bain and Mesidor are just putting on a show every week. So
we could have half the first-round draft picks.
So I'm excited. It should be a fun. I think they'll be fine, man. I think we'll be good.
That's exciting. So we'll get to some of the questions. You got any follow-up on that, Gio? Or let me get to the comments.
Yeah. So I mean, I spoke my piece on Florida's defense. Their D-line, they're having troubles. They have good linebackers, though. Their secondary, they have solid safeties. They have some concerns at corner right now between Dijon Johnson and Cormani McLean, and I forget who the other kid is, Devin Moore. They've been kind of up and down for them to open up the season, and even their guy in the nickel not having such a great start to the year. Which, funny enough, Malachi Tony in the slot. This could be another big game for him. I know we say it possibly if it's every game or every other game, but it's a favorable matchup heading into this one. And then offensively, Miami, I think they'll establish the run again. Florida's just not stout up front right now. And receivers, they just got to win their one-on-one matchups. Florida will have some of their corners on islands. Miami's got to win those matchups, and they have. Miami, I think, they already played against the best secondary they'll see all season, which was the Notre Dame secondary. So, you're able to do what you did against Notre Dame, replicate that again against Florida, who I don't think their secondary is as good as Notre Dame's. Just speaking factually here from what I've seen. But last thing I'll mention, I would like it to be the first game where the tight ends do get a little more involved. I think the tight ends they need to block better. They've missed some blocks throughout the first few games. Would like to see either Lofton or Alex Bowman get going. One of those guys to kind of establish themselves already at this early point in the season. I know fans are asking questions nonstop, like, okay, when's Lofton going to do it? When's Bowman going to do it? It hasn't happened yet, but would be nice if that gets rolling this week. And then Beck overall, he'll be the last one I mentioned with offense. Highest completion percent. Completion percentage in the entire country, 79%.
Wow.
That's just ridiculous. Basically,
great.
Let's round it up, say 80%. He'll have some challenges with the Florida secondary. He did not have a great game against them last year, but he's got an entirely different team around him this season, and he's got a whole group of new receivers. So,
no, good points there. I think Beck's percentage is definitely being helped by some of these catches. The Daniels catch in this last game, the Daniels catch in the first game, even the Josh Moore catch. He just willed the ball away. I mean, how many times in the past would we have seen the guy take it away from the Hurricane?
Can you imagine what the feeling is for Carson Beck going from having a receivers group last year that led the entire country in drops and yardage from drops. Like they gave up like 700 something yards in drops alone the entire season last year, which led the country. And then having the offensive line he has now, because I know everyone thinks, oh, Georgia, they recruit all these guys on the offensive line. Their offensive line has not been good for the last 2 seasons. They're still having struggles on the offensive line this year in Athens.
Good point. And you can see he's so excited and so happy. His energy out there is amazing, that he is pumped. What a difference. I mean, I loved Tyler as a kid, Tyler Van Dyke, but he didn't have that. Even Cam was different than Carson is. Carson is just energetic, excited to be there. I mean, this is like, I don't know what was going on in Georgia, but he looks like he escaped jail. He is so happy to be free.
Yeah, well, I mentioned this throughout the offseason. I had spoke with someone that happened to have a conversation with Carson over the offseason, and basically he wasn't seeing eye to eye with Mike Bobo and the offensive scheme there at Georgia. His guy was more so Todd Monken, who's now with the Baltimore Ravens, and Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and those guys, and that high-powered offense. Todd Monken was also the guy who sold Miami on taking back. He told them that he's the best quarterback in the country.
Well, he knew what he was talking about. So,
So
exciting times. So we'll get to some of the comments and we'll talk a little bit more. I got some other things to cover. Gilbert, welcome to the program. What's up? Go Canes. Thank you for joining us. I think, let's see. Juan Manuel, are we officially on Cuban time, Gio? Yes, Gio. I wouldn't blame Gio on this one. But yeah, no, this is, if we basically say, my tradition is people know Brett time. When I get to work, I said, I'll meet somebody at 10. Let's get there 11. So this show is perfect. We say we're going to get there at 9. We say 9:15, and then it's 9:30.
It's the build-up.
It's the build-up, exactly. It's like when I do a signing at the store, they say, Brett, no, let the people, let them go ahead and marinate out there a little bit. Let the excitement, the energy.
Yeah, like last Thursday morning, I get to work and they look at me like, "Damn, you okay?" The podcast ended at 1 a.m.
Listen, your other job, Mando. Hey, Jake. 1 minute to go until the show. Yes, we are here now. Nice birthday present to see the show tonight. Happy birthday, Jake. Happy birthday to you. Finn's
Happy birthday.
Okay, we got that. Let's catch up here. All right, these are before the show. 1 milligram of epinephrine. How do you keep an idiot in suspense? Okay. And Jake, name him Billy Napier. The pressure is definitely on Napier this game. Do we believe he has a chance of being fired if the Canes do we have to blow them out or just win the game?
Well, they have total loss of control within that program right now. And the reason why I say this is you have their running backs coach who slapped an LSU player across the face before the game started last, announced on a 3-game suspension. What is that? A coach slapping a player across the face? That's crazy. Crazy.
Who is that? Woody Hayes?
Yeah, look, maybe there's a chance maybe he survives beyond this week and maybe a few more games because they have a rough stretch coming up. But if Miami blows them out, I know some people will say a 2-touchdown win is possibly a blowout. I don't think 2 touchdowns is a blowout. When I think blowout, I think like 20 or more points. That's a blowout in my mind. But let's say if Miami does that, if Miami beats them beyond 20 plus, I could see that embarrassment being enough for boosters in Gainesville to say, all right, that's it. He needs to be out by Monday.
Good point. Now, is there a betting line, Mando, on who's going to be fired first, McDaniel or Napier?
Well, I mean, if you're a Dolphins fan, I mean, I would imagine you don't want to root against your own team, but all the talk is if they get smoked tomorrow, he's out. Like probably even by Friday. That's what's been talking about. They've been saying the defensive coordinator is probably going to be the interim coach. They've been saying it all week. So
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, obviously it's a mess. And somebody, I don't even remember who it was on TV that made a great point. He's like, the nail, and maybe I mentioned a week or two ago on here, the nail in the coffin may have been the opener. because when you practice for weeks,
Mhm.
you prepare and you show up like that. Yeah, if you lose, it's not embarrassing if you lose by a touchdown, 10 points, 3 points, but to just lay an egg.
And it was to the Colts,
Right.
Colts too, who are
To the
still
Colts.
trying to find their identity, and they,
that's
Anthony Richardson debacle, and
Mhm.
they lost to Daniel Jones. Daniel
Exactly.
Jones got the boot from New York.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but through 2 weeks, he's actually they played Denver last week. Daniel Jones is looking decent. I can't believe I'm saying that, but
he is.
He's playing well through 2 weeks. So we'll see what happens.
17.5 to 1. 17 basically to 1 to get Cam Ward and the Titans to win that division right now. So let's see.
But he's McDaniel's done. McDaniel
is done unless there's a miracle that happens. And
what about the GM? Does the GM get fired too immediately?
I don't think so.
But
they should.
I don't have the same type of sources on the Dolphins, like compared to the Hurricanes or people that I speak to.
Sure.
What I have heard through the grapevine, one of the things that may be holding the Dolphins back from letting Chris Greer go is the investigation that's going on with Flores from the past.
Oh,
I've heard that too from Mando Salguero. But then there's some people that say he's been there 20 years. He's the nicest guy in the world, Chris Greer. And Stephen Ross is 80-something. He just likes having him around and doesn't want to rock the boat.
It's got to be something. I mean, there's no results. There's no results whatsoever.
20 years,
It's got to be something.
So we'll see. So Napier versus McDaniel. By the way, we got Miami Mike shirts on sale for Dolphin fans if you want. They were the biggest seller we had, and now they're being discounted heavily. Let's see.
They're on the front rack out. They're on the front rack outside now.
Exactly. All right, what do we got here? We got Juan Manuel, Gio, AR82, Brett and Mando. Good evening, gentlemen. Gio, how do you view the Gators D-line in particular? You mentioned them before. Their defensive tackle depth. 3 true freshmen played significant minutes. Woods and McLeod.
Yeah, so you're talking about Jeremiah McLeod, and I forget Woods' first name, but that's the other defensive tackle that they have there. Yeah, they're young on the interior, and especially losing Caleb Banks doesn't help there either. I've always had this saying when it comes to the trenches, and specifically a position like D tackle, you got to be physically ready. It's a grown man position. If you're not up to that point, you're going to get ragdolled throughout the game. It's just reality. You see this across the country. There's not many defensive tackles that make massive impacts as true freshmen. It's very few and far between. Most D tackles, like especially even 5-star guys, they don't even start hitting their stride until their second or third year, which what you're seeing now with Justin Scott with Miami, he contributed a little bit last year. Now he's in a bigger role, but Juan Manuel, you're right on point with that. That's gonna draw some trouble for Florida on Saturday.
So there's not too many Reuben Baines around that did what he did in his freshman year.
Yeah, no, Reuben Baines, one of a kind, And the craziest thing is, I could already see it now that when it comes around the draft combine time, that there's going to people be nitpicking that say, oh, well, he's not the prototypical size or doesn't have like the longest arms. You know how they look into all that. But I think his tape is so damn good that there's going to be quite a few teams that will overlook that. I think Reuben Baines a top 5 pick. If he continues on the pace that he is right now, he'll be a top 5 pick.
I agree. I mean, Jalen Phillips was 15 for the Dolphins. Rousseau decided to miss the full year of and was number 20. So the Hurricanes.
I'll tell you what. Even though I think this is a crazy comparison because of the career that he had, someone had mentioned recently that Reuben Baines looks like Reggie White out there.
Jeez. Oh, man.
Just pure power and still has some of that speed rush to him, but just violent with his hands. And
that's a good point.
And
tacklers so easily.
You say that about Bain, but the young kid behind him, Armando Blunt, watch the tape from Notre Dame and USF. he really pops. That kid's going to be something too. He really is.
Well, it's great to know that we have depth.
Oh yeah.
That's the key. So yeah, Lamar Thomas was saying he was at the show at the store for a bit tonight, and he was talking about all those guys on the D. It was just everybody can't talk about these kids enough. Dub White just got his ticks. All right, we'll look forward to seeing you at the game. Maria Garciela Sayas, hello everyone. Canes Cats Heat, let's go. Canes Cat Miami Mando. All right, question of Brett. Did they announce the whiteout, or are you expecting the same amount of inventories sold as the orange out, even with the short time notice? So that's an excellent point, because we've been talking about it for a while. Like, when are they going to get it together? Where's the marketing department? They got one job, to go ahead and announce something. I think part of it is Mario's superstitious, and he loves playing in orange, and he's thinking, we haven't lost yet. Why do anything about it? So from what I understand, the Gators are playing in white. So I don't know how, but it was the student section that decided they're going to be in white. So we just said, so I was going to announce, I didn't want to announce a whiteout. So I said, something about a whiteout, that the students are going to do it. Everybody's coming to the store buying white tonight. And I hope so. I said that if it's just orange, we're still going to be very busy this weekend.
He's a savvy businessman. He's a savvy businessman.
If it's a whiteout, it's like everybody needs white. How many people wear white to the game? So it's so they did. Canes, the Category 5 students announced it. So I said, since our students are such a powerful movement at the University of Miami and follow the team so much, I said, everybody wear white.
You know what? I think
Brilliant.
I think Brett is onto something with superstition. I track a whole mess of things throughout the years with Miami, and throughout all this time that Cristobal has been the head coach, up until the Miami-Florida game last year, Miami did not wear white cleats for like 2 entire years. It was always the black cleats, black cleats, black cleats. Cam Ward comes in, and Mario kind of gave him some autonomy to like pick with the team. Like, all right, this is going to be the kit this week. We're going to wear orange over orange, which you saw last year, green over green, just a bunch of different things. So yeah, I definitely think there's a little bit of superstition in there. Orange and white for orange over white, 4 consecutive weeks back to back with the black cleats. Yeah. I think there's some superstition there.
Definitely. Coaches are like that. Look at Joe Paterno. Didn't want anything, basically would have just worn, a T-shirt and just nothing on their uniforms. Al Golden wore the tie, which was a disaster. But not for Al Golden wearing it, just, we switched to Adidas. I thought, go ahead and wear some Adidas, please. Let's sell something here. But Mario, I definitely think, is superstitious. I'm glad you caught that too. If Gio is backing me up on that, Mando, I feel really good about it. I'm not just coming.
I think so. I noticed trends, honestly.
Yeah, no, good point. We're thinking together. Rich Millennial, welcome to the show. How's it going, gentlemen? Feeling great to be a UM fan right now. I agree. I'm at UPS today, dropping off some packages. Guys saying, Hurricanes, proud to be a Hurricane all the time. But it's exciting right now. Any new recruiting buzz you guys are hearing? Gio?
Yeah, well,
you better say Gio first.
I was going to say Mando just to throw a curveball.
I was about to jump in the pool.
Over 100 recruits will be there on Saturday. Nearly 25 stars. I know I mentioned earlier 60 plus blue chip prospects out of that. It's over 70 now. The list continues to grow by the day, by the hour, by the minute. There's going to be some surprises as well that have not been on the visitor list yet. If you're subscribed over to my private board, there's some names I had there for some time now. There's going to be other names that are going to pop up as well. Just in terms of buzz overall, though, I think Miami's got a real shot with Calvin Russell. I would keep a close eye on the recruitment of Nolan Wilson, who's visiting this weekend. There's a lot of Miami buzz behind that one. And I would throw in one more nugget. What's this kid's name again? Oh my goodness. Hold on, it's skipping my mind right now. Jesus Christ.
That's an original name. Oh, sorry.
Hey, Brett.
There was one more I was going to mention, but it's not.
10:05, September 17th. Gio got stumped. It's a miracle. It's never happened before.
I had the over. We got it, Gio?
No, there was one in particular I wanted to say, but I can't remember his name right now. I'm literally drawing a blank.
This guy's a fraud, Brett. Let's
Hold
get him out of here.
on. Let me
Go until the end of the show, your homework assignment. 100 recruits, Gio. Is this the kind of game, is this the kind of season that we can go from the tier 2 recruiting school that we talk about to a tier 1?
Yeah, because Notre Dame did it last year, so I think Miami can do the same. Notre Dame's kind of jumped up into that category coming off the run they had, but now they started 0-2 this year, and if things don't go well for them, then that could change quickly. But if Miami can get into the postseason, make some type of run, or even win it all, you never really know what's going to happen in college football. It's going to trickle down to recruiting 100%.
Awesome. I was throwing a kiss to my lovely wife, not to anybody on the board, just to let you know. Let's see. Dub White reposted the stream. Thank you very much. B Rabbit, hate week. Let's go. Pack the rock. Go to game day. Absolutely. And game day was going to come over for some of our original rivalry shirts. We've got in the store. We got the Gator Hater that we made for the first time like 12 years ago. We've got the Hurricane, when hurricanes fly, Gators cry. Straight out of the 305. We've got the Gator one from last year with the score. So a lot of cool Beat the Gator merchandise. Let's see. Canes Cats. We're going to step on their bleeping neck. Absolutely. Canes Cats 52-3. Mark this down. If it's 53-2-3, Canes Cats gets a $100 gift card. If that's the exact score, mark that down. 52-3. I know Gio has a photographic memory, so he won't forget. Except for just last time on the recruit. Let's see. Taylor West, cautious score, Miami, 27-10 Miami. What I want, 48-17. I'll be quite happy with 27-10. Just win, baby, is all I say. And okay, stop the program. Duck is here, everybody. Welcome, Duck.
Better Duck.
Better Duck. Good to see you. Juan Manuel, Brett, Mando, and Gio. I have the perfect guest speaker for college game day. No, not Pitbull, but proud student, Bella Danger.
Oh.
Who are your choices? Who's your choice as the guest picker on game day?
Hold on. Let me make sure the wife went inside. Give me a second. All right. She went inside. Go ahead.
I just want to know, when Mando, are you too old to enlist? Because with that haircut, it looks like they just you're ready to go.
Yeah, the barber may have gone a little overboard today, but
that's all right.
It's all good.
So who do you guys like for the guest picker, Gio and Mando?
Last time they did it, what was that? No, Miami wasn't in the ACC championship that year. Mando, who was the one the last time for 2020? Because I know they did like a hybrid event because it was COVID.
Bro, now you stumped me, brother.
I know when Miami went to the ACC championship game, that was they had Uncle Luke go out there, but
yeah,
I can't recall the one of the hybrid, because they did a hybrid event in 2020.
Yeah, you got me. I don't recall, to be honest with you.
I'm going to go with Danny Ramirez.
That's a good choice.
Could be.
That's a good choice.
I'm going to go with Dan. We'll see. So that's he seems to be in the news, and we'll see what happens. I did speak to Trick Daddy tonight, by the way.
Oh, okay.
My buddy Scott Molk, who and he says, I mentioned to him, and he said, I talk to Trick all the time. And Trick says, tell him the next time I don't want to wait in the long line. I said, Trick, maybe I'll see. I'll talk to the team. I'll talk to Mando and Gio tonight and see if they'll let you have the access to the VIP door. So Trick wants. He says he doesn't want to wait in line. Let's see. Derek Lawrence. We will get Lagway's best game. I have a feeling on that too. I mean, of course, according to all the Gator fans, Lagway is like head and shoulders better than our slacker, Carson Beck. So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I agree. Well, And the other thing is 5 interceptions last week. It doesn't matter any which way you cut it, whether it was receiver's fault, whether it was his fault, whether it was Napier's fault. Throwing 5 picks in a game, that is egregious levels of bad.
Yeah, I think Steve Kim said that was Vinny Testaverde yesterday. I was like, damn, Steve, you killed me with that, bro. Like,
no, well, Steve's right.
Yeah.
He's right on the point with that.
If he has a worse game than the last game, I think this is going to be a rout.
By the way, I remember the recruit's name that I forgot. I was totally drawing a blank because this happened to be the teammate of Calvin Russell as well, James Johnson as well.
James Johnson.
I heard the background on that, kind of shaping up between Miami and Florida, that most people are expecting him to stay in the state rather than sticking with Texas.
All right. Let's see. So we got it. So he came back and redeemed himself, Mando. I want you to mark that down. Let's see. Judge Gio says that based on the preponderance of evidence, the Canes win. Bang the gavel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is a winnable game for Miami. I don't think it's 41-17. I know Miami fans would love it if it was that again. I just don't see that taking place.
John Kennedy, we have to put Cormani on a highlight. I didn't even realize he was on that team.
Yeah, he's on that team. He's in their rotation at cornerback. It's him and Dijon Johnson that rotate, and they have Devin Moore on the other side, who's from the Naples area.
So he went from us as a recruit to Colorado, right?
Yeah,
That's
to Colorado,
to somewhere else, right?
And then to Florida. Yeah.
Okay.
And he was not a scholarship player for Florida at first. They basically made him come in as a walk-on.
Wow.
Aaron Brady, longtime friend, longtime customer. Aaron's been coming from the warehouse days. Welcome to the show, Aaron. The nicest family around. Great to see you. What's up, Brett? Been a long time since our Canes have looked this good. Absolutely, Aaron. This has been I still don't want to go and get too excited because, I know we started off good before, but yeah, we all have to admit the difference in this team is the trenches. If you build in the trenches, you have a real team. You can have the greatest receivers, the greatest running backs, but if you can't get the yard, which we can, the trenches is the key on the offensive line and the defensive line. So I agree, Aaron. We definitely feel better than we have in a long time. But the scary part is I said to Lamar today, I said to others, people say, what do you think of Mario? He says, still people are not sold on Mario's game day coaching. They're sold on Mario as a recruiter, sold on Mario in the living room, sold on Mario bringing in the guys off the field, but nobody seems to be sold on Mario.
There's only one way to quell that and stop that is just win big. I'll never forget they used to always say when Tony Dungy had like Peyton Manning, oh, this guy's too nice. Mm-hmm. A nice guy can't do this. He won 1 Super Bowl. You never heard that shit again.
Exactly.
So that's the only way you're going to quell all that talk is get to a playoff, have a good deep run. You won't hear that anymore. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's the only way it's going to happen.
Look, I'll say one thing about, the questions and what people say about Mario and opinions and whatnot. I spoke with 2 coaches that coached for national championship teams at Miami in the past. I'll share one of them was Butch Davis. He didn't win a national title as a head coach, but however, the saying goes that was told to me, both said the same thing, that coaching gets overrated a little bit. It's a lot about the talent, and then obviously, you have to have the development too, but the coaching is very minuscule, and it comes down to the players executing on the field. So you ask me, yeah, is there things Mario could work on? Yeah, but I think there's not a single coach in college football right now that does not have warts on them. Mm-hmm. Every single coach has some issue. Kirby Smart, Dabo Swinney, Kalen DeBoer. I can continue rambling on with coaches' names, but there's no perfect coach in college football. And if anyone has the perfect coach, please point me to them.
No, that's a great point. Even the great Jimmy Johnson, who people arguably thinks the greatest coach, and one of the great coaches in history, but this one at Miami and at Dallas. He had a reputation of not being able to win. I mean, he came on, he took over a national championship team. We burnt out that last season, losing like 4 or 5 in a row. Then we lost to Tennessee. The next year, we could have been national champions. Then we lost to Penn State. And then finally, it's like he was so relieved when he won. So, Mando, to his point, you're right. You win one, and all that goes away. And people said that about Butch Davis, too. He couldn't win that he was not a good game day
They
coach.
wanted him fired. They wanted Butch Davis fired from here.
You flew that plane, didn't you, Mando?
What's that?
Didn't you fly that plane up there? Fire Butch?
They wanted him gone. And Gio said that he didn't win a title. And obviously, hindsight is 20/20. He was offered an NFL job and he took it. It's the highest, profession in that sport. But he built, in essence, that title 2000. That 2000 team was crazy. He built all that. 99, 2000, 2001. He would have definitely got one of those at least if he stayed. So,
no doubt. And if he just handed the ball to Clinton Portis Moore in 2000, we win that championship.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe we win the other championship in 2000 and, the year we got ripped off.
Well, the voters screwed us in 2000. We should have been a top 2 team. We got screwed out of that one.
So Willis McGahee, you talk, Jay, and then I got to tell you what McGahee said.
Don't get me wrong on that comment. Obviously, coaching and development during the offseason, but I was basically told that it gets a little overrated. In terms of like the game day stuff. It's if you have the guys, great players will make a coach look great as well.
Of course, absolutely.
You said it. Execution. If we get who fumbled the ball, who didn't really fumble the ball when Mario won the Georgia Tech game?
Don
Chaney. Don Chaney, right? So if Don Chaney hangs on to the ball and doesn't fumble, no one's ever talking about Mario in that respect. Because before that, he was like everybody loved him, and then he did that, and they said, "Wait, he did that at Oregon against Stanford, or against California, whoever it was." But you're right. It's execution. Great point, Gio. You got to once you win, you can get rid of the demons.
Yeah, well, look how long it took for Ryan Day to win a national championship.
They said he'd be fired if he didn't win the championship last year.
That, and then the year prior, Harbaugh. There was a lot of discussion before Harbaugh won a national championship. People around the Michigan program were saying, "Oh, well, this. Oh, well, that with his coaching. And and this with the offense. And why is he doing this?" I honestly think Mario saw that Michigan team win that national championship and said to himself, yeah, it's great to spread the ball around, but late in the season, you need to lean on your defense and your run game.
Mm-hmm.
No, another coach that has that stigma is good coach, James Franklin, Penn State. Can't win the big one, they say. Until he does it, it's going to keep being brought up.
You're right. Andy Reid kept losing. Your Philadelphia Eagles, right? He went to 4 NFC championships. Now he's arguably possibly the greatest coach of all time because he's done it with 2 teams. So there's a lot to be factored in there. Great points by both of you there. Let's see. Juan Manuel, Florida played Long Island, South Florida, and LSU. Currently not very potent offense. LSU left 10 points on the board. LSU kneeled on the ball at the 10 with a minute and 32 left.
Those are all true statements.
Still only gave up 13 points, though. They still only gave up 13 points because they gave away 7 on the pick 6. So I get his points, but still the defense has played well. I'm not saying they're the 85 Bears, but you can't dismiss them either. But that being said, I like us regardless. But their defense has played pretty stout. I'll say that.
I believe Mario has said it best throughout this week. The proverbial rat poison from the media and whatnot. I do think this game's going to tell people a lot about this Miami team. Yes, you have the Notre Dame win and you had Bethune-Cookman, which is a nice game to get some guys some rest and play some young guys. And then last week, USF, all the hype around them that they had the best resume, and then Miami took them down. And now there's no talk about Miami's resume hardly anywhere, which is kind of crazy in itself. we'll discuss that after the Florida State game. If Miami continues to win, then we should have real discussions on should they be number one, should they be number two. I think that's a very real discussion if they do that through the next two games. But with Florida, though, yes, their offense is sputtering. That's very obvious. They're struggling to move the ball, to put points on the board. And yes, their pass rush is not good on defense. But to Mando's point, like you said before, how much they've held their opponents to. But then again, I heard the same thing about USF before they played Miami.
Exactly. And we
were like, oh, you know, we only gave up 2 touchdowns in 8 quarters of play.
Yeah.
Well, good for you, because when you played Miami, you lost by 37 points.
Yeah. No, and that's why I think that if we play our game, regardless of what UF throws out there, the way the offense is playing right now, it doesn't matter what the but the UF's defense isn't good enough to hold us down to like 14 points. It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So, that, I ain't worried about it.
Interesting point. Who is playing better at this time? Our offense or our defense? Both are playing great. But people are talking about the offense. The defense is swarming. They're gang tackling like crazy. Last year, the Florida game, they tackled great also. They tackled great the next game. And then they just forgot how to tackle.
I'll say the offense because, I mean, you hear it more in the NFL. If you look at the quarterback position that we faced, have we faced an elite, scary you, can beat you by himself quarterback? I'd say no. Carr was his first, second, third career start. The kid from USF has been playing well, but I don't think he, strikes fear into you. I mean, people think, UF fans think Lagway's Dan Marino, so I guess we'll see this week. But I'm not discounting our defense at all. Don't get me wrong. But our offense has been that good. Our offense has been lights out. Their offensive line, running backs 2 or 3 deep. Their receivers now, which was a problem, or we thought was a problem, is loaded. And to Gio's point, the tight end position has been a little sketchy. I mean, not that many targets, not that they're not being used as what we thought, because we've obviously got elite options on the outside that I wasn't aware of. And the quarterback is did you just say 79%? That's completion. That's like video game stuff. That's crazy. So I'll say the offense, not to discount our defense, because I think our offense has been that good. But
I think some of it. I think some of it, of his completion percentage, is attributed to the factor that he's more willing to take the checkdowns. Those are high percentage throws. We could turn a simple 5-yard dump off into the flats.
Oh, he's patient. He's very patient. Yeah. And
it could turn into a 20, 21-yard play. If a running back makes a guy miss out on the perimeter, 15, 20 yards. So I'll be honest, he plays really well within the system. I've spoken with people around the program about him and some of the coaches as well. And just kind of what they're saying behind the scenes too, that they think this kid is phenomenal. That basically he's loving to play football again. You heard his interviews recently and whatnot, but it's really true. It's not just like player speak or just good stuff for the cameras. It's legitimate that he's having a lot of fun again playing football. And again, like I mentioned earlier, the issue at Georgia with OC and whatnot. New change of scenery could do a lot for some people. It really can.
No, we talked about it before the season. Like, obviously he's now the leading Heisman guy. I mean, his numbers are good, but if you look at them individually, they're not like all world. But it's because you see the difference when you're playing with the lead. You're not in a 45-42 game every single week. He's not compelled to throw the ball 45 times a week. That's why his completion percentage. He's playing great regardless, but. And not to mention against Bethune, I think he's 14 of his first 14 or something like that.
But 15 consecutive.
Yeah, he doesn't feel in his head that he's got to go out there and chuck it 45 times and have that weight on his back. Like, our defense is going to give up 40. I got to put up 44. Like, it's a lot. You play a lot more freely and differently, mindset wise and coaching wise, when your defense can stop people. That wasn't the case last year. Like, as good as Cam Ward was,
Complimentary.
Yeah,
I'm tripping over my words tonight. Complementary football.
Yeah, I think that the defense. I think the offense is playing great. They're great, but the defense, I think, is the biggest difference right now. I'll play counterpoint because it says they are not giving up big plays, number one. They are tackling. I mean, 5-6 guys are on somebody out in the flat. We are all over the place. We're putting pressure on the quarterback. We're hitting the receivers. I mean, we're making the only in the USF game, they had like 3 plays that they made. Besides that, nothing. And the big thing about the Notre Dame game, while it was Carr, who we saw they put up 41 points against Texas A&M. They probably should have won that game. But
that was crazy.
We totally shut down their running backs. And what I'm seeing as someone old enough to remember, I know a lot of people remember only the 2000, 2001, 2002 team. But in the 80s, the Canes were one of the most dominating teams of all time. Remember, they won 4 national championships in 8 years, and they played for basically 7 national championships in 8 years. The defense, from the Bermuda Triangle to the other guys, they would go side to side. Oklahoma can run that wishbone, but it didn't matter. The Canes were as fast as anybody. And that's the way it seems. When a guy is going to the left, we are catching him. And not one guy, 2 guys, 3 guys. Ruben Bain is running down running backs. I mean, the quarterback he's running down runs fast when he had the interception. So hoping the defense continues this mentality. If they do, this is going to be one special year.
I think they are. And I had this passed off to me that they have never seen a defensive coordinator so invested into just everything that he's doing, that from every single detail. Was also shared to me that Coach Heatherman has a 1-year-old child, and you wouldn't even think so. Wow. You wouldn't even think so with the amount of time that he puts in, and that guys in those defensive meeting rooms, they actually are loving to come to watch film and learn and get better. Because sometimes there's some players that they don't want to watch film. Mm-hmm. It's a culture shift in that entire room.
It's unbelievable because what we're seeing, the transformation, like you said, a total shift. Speaking of great defensive players, Manny Fernandez, welcome to the show. Watching here from Cutler Bay, can you guys get Alex Dono and John Michaels for the game? We'd love to. We've had John last year. We had John on. I don't know if we had Alex on. We'd love to bring on guests. Gio is always on the Dono show, correct?
I always make appearances on there, on Locked On Canes with him. He invites me over, and I record with him. I'm on other shows too, but I've done stuff with Dono.
One of the most genuine, very talented, at his job, but off the record, like what a great person that guy is. That guy really is a good dude, good guy. And John will be here. John will be here Friday night. He's flying down, so he'll be here.
Yeah, John was on Hawkman, and Hawkman said, "You got a CanesWear?" And he said, "I go there the first stop. I see Brett and Jeff." And John is great. He's been coming from the warehouse days.
He'll text me tomorrow. I'm gonna spend $300 at CanesWear Friday. He'll text me.
All right, we'll bring in some guests. I like that. And I don't know if this is Manny. I don't know Manny Fernandez from the Perfect Season Miami Dolphins. Do you guys know who Manny Fernandez is? Are you old enough?
I know.
He was number 75. Played for the Dolphins, one of the great ones. He could have been the MVP in Super Bowl VII. It was just phenomenal. And what it may have been though, Zonka was the MVP. I think in Super Bowl VII. Or was that 8? Jake Scott, I think, was 7. That's what it was. And Tonka was 8. But one of the great Dolphins of all time in that no-name defense. So thank you for joining the program, Manny. All right, let's see what we got. We got Aaron. Tight ends aren't normally first or second options, and our wide receivers have been getting open. I think that's a good point. Did Bauman, was he the one that had that opportunity for a touchdown and Beck just lofted it over his head? He looked like he was running like Flintstones in slow motion, Bauman.
I feel like Bauman should have finished that route stronger, but also at the same token, I think it's kind of at fault 2 players there. I think Beck probably should have put a little more air under that to run under it.
But so obviously before Aaron, thanks for joining us again. I don't know if you heard any of the earlier shows in the season from us, but we talked about Lofton and everybody was excited. Gio had made multiple comments that he could be the best player athlete on the team, can be a running back and a tight end. And what does he have? 5 catches this year? 3 catches?
He's got like 4 or 5 catches at this point. I know he got a little banged up near the end of camp. I would like to see him get rolling. felt like he was one of the better players throughout the offseason. Even JoJo Trader as well. Jordan Lyle, too. I mentioned, like, going into the Notre Dame game. He got the start for Notre Dame. I mentioned before that game he was having a really good week of practice, got banged up against the Irish. All those guys expected to play this weekend and be back and whatnot. I think it's incredible that how much success Miami's had, even like offensively, early on in the season, and you have some guys like that can be difference makers or can contribute, and they haven't really gotten rolling yet.
Great point. Because Jordan Lyle was probably 1A. He started the season over Fletcher. In the second drive he came out, I'm like shocked. Like, why is he out here 2 drives in a row? Let's get Mark in there. The guy's been through so much with the team. But Jordan Lyle, who was 1A, and he got JoJo number 2. He was number 1 receiver, probably, right?
I don't know if I want to say number 1. I mentioned throughout the offseason I was buying a lot of stock into CJ Daniels, and,
Yes, you are.
Malachi Tony was going to be great, and Josh Moore as a deep threat receiver. I think opportunity is still there.
Mm-hmm.
I just think a guy like JoJo Trader, especially going into a game like today or even the Florida State game, he has to make the most of those opportunities, because those rotations, they start to get tighter as the season goes on, and coaches will lean on guys that they can trust. He has to earn their trust in game.
No, absolutely. Great point. And they do. And these guys got to shine. And it just shows what kind of depth Mario has put together on this.
The depth, definitely. I will say, though, that I know he's not the flashier of the 2 or 3, but Mark Fletcher's toting that rock. Mark Fletcher's playing ball, man. Mark Fletcher, he looks pretty mean out there. He looks really, really good out there.
And those defenders feel it when he hits them.
Oh, yeah.
Both him and Brown. Blue, welcome to the show. I fly down for every game. If you live in South Florida, there are zero excuses. Get to the game. Great point. Our out-of-town fans are phenomenal. The store flooded with people from out of town, and that is, and Blue is right. That whole group that comes down from all parts of the country. People come down from other states, from other countries, from Canada and other places, and it's amazing.
And it's not easy with the money. And I know one guy. This guy is Evan. He drives from Sarasota every Saturday morning. I know a guy that lives in Mississippi. He's a good friend of mine. We're in a text. He flies here an hour and a half, whatever it is. Every Saturday he's here. Guy lives in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. So there's people that do that. You don't realize that's diehard, bro. That's serious. That is serious.
And we travel well too. We travel to games well. So the fans. So it is. We should sell out every game. I know that's easy to say, because the games that nobody wants, the games that are not sold out, their tickets are so cheap anyway.
But I'll say,
almost sold out of season tickets this year. So basically, all the tickets are almost gone, aren't they?
Well, the season tickets, I believe they sold mid-40s, almost 50. Yeah, they sold a ton of season tickets compared to the past. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 48,000. Yeah,
that's a lot. They haven't even gotten close to that before. It's huge.
Absolutely. Let's see. Sorry,
one email shared here. Gio, Florida Insider believes the Florida wide receivers are a mismatch to Miami's secondary. He believes it's, quote, mismatch for Florida versus secondary. Do you agree? Where's this perception that the receivers are a mismatch for Miami's DBs? I wouldn't agree with that. I think it's going to be competitive. I think Florida's got good safeties. I have some questions about their cornerbacks. However, on Miami's side, I think Miami's corners will be fine. I think it's going to be a game that's going to challenge Miami's safeties, especially going up against a guy like Vernell Brown III, who looks really good as a true freshman. He's right there neck and neck with guys like Josh Moore and I put Malachi Tony above him right now in terms of like freshman receivers in the country, but Vernell Brown is legit. There's a reason why Mario Cristobal was going after him nonstop, regardless of him being a Florida legacy kid, a 3-time legacy at that, actually. So him, Aiden Mizell is a deep threat for them too. Dallas Wilson was a guy that they were figuring to be a pretty big contributor this year as a freshman. He's been hurt. It's not clear yet if he's going to come back for this game or not. He hasn't played any games yet. So he's kind of in that category, like for Miami on their end, like JoJo Trader, like guys that were expected to be big contributors, but just health along the way that's gotten in their path. And they got a solid receiver that had transferred in from UCLA, J. Michael Sturdivant as well. He's had some early production this year. I think it'll be a challenge for Miami safeties. I think Florida's receivers can stretch the field, but again, are they going to have those deep shot chances? Considering how well Miami's been playing up front on the defensive line and how they can get home on the quarterbacks, we'll see. I would bet on Miami in that factor.
Right. Our cornerbacks are definitely helped out, and safeties are definitely helped out by our defensive line play.
Manny Fernandez said CanesWear should hold a rally Friday and invite John Michaels and Alex Donald together. Yeah, he had mentioned that earlier. If the Canes played the Dolphins, who would win?
Oh my God.
I think the Canes would run on the Dolphins without a doubt. And I was thinking that the other day too. There's certain aspects of the Canes game. I think Mario would have pounded right into them.
904 Hurricane. Notice how no one is saying Miami is overrated like we have in the past many times. I think some of that has to do with this good old saying, it's how it looks.
Exactly.
There's a certain way it looks, and Miami looks right on both sides of the line right now.
Yeah.
And that is how you win big games. You see it throughout college football year in, year out. The Clemson teams, the Georgia teams, the Alabama teams, even LSU in between those as well. What was the common denominator every time? Their lines. Well, 2019 LSU is a little bit different because Joe Burrow was just ridiculous that year, and I don't think their defense was that crazy.
It didn't have to be.
They really didn't have to be. All they had to do was just be average, and they were fine. I wish Cam Ward would have had an average defense.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that that's a good point. That everyone is saying Miami's for real, Miami's for real, and in the years past they hadn't. But I do agree it's the trenches. Even Danny Cannell, who had us not even being Florida State of last year, winning like 2 or 3 games, said Miami is going to more likely to not be in a bowl game than win the ACC. In his picks, his ratings this week, he's got Miami as number 1, and he says no quarterback is playing even close to Carson Beck. So he turned around real quick. Maybe he's trying to jinx us. I don't know.
I was gonna mention Greg McElroy. I saw a little while ago has Miami at number 1. No, and to Gio's point, like about Michigan winning the title with the trenches and all that. Yeah, Mario talked about depth, and he's really built this team from the inside out, and they passed the eye test. And now this week you're going to have game day, and all the eyes will be on here. And they got to let it all out there. They got a week off next week. Then they play at FSU, and then another week off, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of odd. 2 bye weeks within a game. Am I wrong? I think they have a bye week before and after FSU. So there's no let up this week. Let it out there, get a week off, and then let's get to 4-0. Keep going.
B-Rabbit shares here. Don't forget last time Florida played in Miami, Stephen Morris beat them with Philip Dorsett. Yep, and the Tracy Howard interception and quite a few other plays in that game.
And a 5 a.m. rainstorm because I was there. My God, that was crazy. That was nuts.
Nix 5555. Yo, I got my white Gator Hater T-shirt from CanesWear yesterday.
Oh, you see, Brett? You see, it worked.
There you go. The Gator Hater, baby.
It worked.
Juan Manuel. Gio, what have you heard on Gator locker room situation? Shannon Snell, former player, tweeted half the team doesn't like Lagway because of preferential treatment. I know.
Ooh.
Here's the thing. I know this has been admitted through Florida alumni that they don't get treated with this same type of love like how it is at Miami, which is, I wish these kids would acknowledge that. Like, I know tons of former players now that fans see them and they're just like, whoa, or just the love that they still get back from the football program and that alumni network that they have.
Not a lot of other places are like that. So I think that's something that's very different with Miami compared to other teams. And it's that brotherhood. It's very real. But in terms of the situation with Florida, I don't know how true that is or not. I think a football alumnus saying that, though, about the current quarterback, that is alarming. But again, I can't corroborate that. I don't know for sure if that's true or not.
Gio, with the incident that happened on the field with the coach and LSU, with conversations like that about the quarterback, Billy Napier on the hot seat, can this team? I mean, if the Hurricanes can get out in front early, this team could possibly implode.
Yeah, you're coming off a start of 1-2, so you've lost 2 games back to back. You knew there was pressure on your head coach going into this season. They played with some fire, especially that defense to end the season last year. But if things don't go your way early on in that game, yeah, it really could unravel. If Lagway throws a couple picks or Miami gets some really good position, gets a nice early lead, like a sizable lead, at that point in the season and consecutive losses, morale gets low. It really does. I always believe that football is very much a momentum type of game. And when things go wrong and it continues raining and then it starts pouring, I do think they're going to come out with fire, though. I absolutely think so because, again, it's a rivalry game. That always happens in rivalry games. But it's about how you finish, too.
No, we need to withstand their amount of excitement and energy at the beginning, and our team should be able to do that.
25 Kane, has Malik Bryant been playing? Yes, he has. He's been in that DN rotation. Didn't notice him during the last game. Knicks 555 again. Yeah, Malik gets some snaps. Radio 331, Reggie White. Wow, yeah, I thought that was a crazy comparison I heard about Bane. I mean, I thought more so like seeing him these last few years, I thought he was I don't know if he would be as good, but I thought he was comparable to a guy like Aaron Donald, a very similar build.
Aaron Donald, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Bane would be that good. It's so early, but I mean, Aaron Donald is future Hall of Famer. He'll be
one of the great. So it's but you're right. Him and Reggie White.
So we got comparisons to Reggie White, Aaron Donald. Well, we've come a long way, guys.
Well, who else can we compare him to? Let's see. Who are the great Bruce Smith? All the great defensive.
Yeah, he's like LT off the edge.
The mullet run, better duck. Kane's going to be able to run the ball on early downs. Against Gators last season, they couldn't. So I love Duck's question every week because it's very important. I think Miami establishes the run again. I absolutely think so. I think Miami's run game is for real this year. It is.
I've been screaming about, not the why no play action, why no sweeps, but they did add something new, a new wrinkle and that was the bootleg, which was great. Even Emory ran the bootleg. What did you guys think about opening it up like that?
I like the wrinkles. You had the jet sweep to Keelan Marion. You had the quarterback keepers by Beck. I said this all offseason that Beck is faster when he gets downhill compared to Ward. Ward was more agile, but I think that's a really underrated component to Carson Beck's games, to his game. I think he's going to pick up first downs that way throughout the season. Extend plays. If he sees there's an opening right up the middle of the defense, I think he's going to take it. He's shown he's very willing for it. So I love the wrinkles. I love that more of the deep shots are connecting now. I mentioned that after Notre Dame, that there was still seemed like a little bit of timing issues and whatnot. And obviously Notre Dame with not getting pass interferences called was crazy in itself. There was quite a few in that game that should have been. But I expect that deep passing game to continue improving. It has week by week.
No, it definitely has. And we said after the first game, it's hard to gauge in the first game. A lot's going on. prepared, but they are definitely progressing. I love the fact that they've got the new wrinkles. They're going to need that to not only beat these teams, but if they get further on into the season.
Oh, yeah. Adrian Rainy Day Pod. What's up, fellas? What's up, Adrian?
Yeah, Adrian, my guy. Good guy.
Adrian!
Yo, Adrian.
Hey, dang, look at you.
Daniel Castillo. Gio, you think the team is focused? I'm scared this is a trick game. Gators defense is actually good. Pass rush is not good, but they do have a decent defense. However, on the team being focused, I could share this. I actually spoke with one of Miami's coaches today over the phone, and they're focused. Trust me. All hands on deck. No one is sleeping at the wheel. It's on the hour, on the clock, around the hour, however you want to, whatever phrase you want to put around it. That's the mentality right now. There's no letting up.
And this really is a must win. You can't, anything can happen to any team, obviously. They know that. You cannot lose a game going into the bye week and then playing up. The season can implode so fast if you take your eye off the goal here.
Yeah, it can. It can. Adrian, again, how's everyone in the chat? Doing well, Adrian?
We're doing great, Adrian. Always great to have the fantastic CanesWear podcast crew following us along.
Yeah, as far as the UF perspective, yeah, I mean, we drubbed them 41-17 last year. They're 1-2. There's somewhat talk of the coach being gone. So they're going to come in here playing loose. I mean, they're supposed to lose. So it's kind of a dangerous spot. But again, I'm not worried or nervous or anything, but you can't discount them either. It's a rivalry game. Just like when we play FSU in a few weeks, even if they weren't both conceivably top 5, top 10 teams, you throw that shit out the window. When Miami plays FSU, Miami plays UF, all those kids, a lot of those kids know each other, and they're going to play their all out on both sides. So it should be fun.
FSU is ranked number 7 now, aren't they?
Yes.
Has the team ever gone from there? And they've only won 2 games, correct? They're 2-0. They've gone.
Are they off this
winning
week?
2 wins last year.
They have a game this week.
They play this week. Okay.
They went from 2-10 last year, won 2 games out of 12, but you really can't have a worse season. That's as bad as it gets. I mean, obviously you can lose them all, but to go 2-0, and they're number 7 in the country. Has anyone ever moved up that fast?
It's improbable. The tickets for Miami FSU have more than quadrupled since before the season started.
But how did they move up so fast? Usually it takes a little pecking order to move up. I mean, they've gone to number 7.
I think it has to do with the shock value of beating Alabama.
Well, and the way they beat them. They ran for 230 yards, and they bullied them. They were a 2-touchdown dog, and they looked like a much better team than on that day anyway. I know Alabama's looked decent since, but
even a broken clock is right twice a day, Mando.
I think FSU plays Virginia on Friday. Is it this week or next week?
Correct, next week.
Next week. Okay.
This week they play somebody not good.
I think it's
and then they play Virginia.
They play Kent State this week, I believe.
So we're staring at a couple games from each side, but we're staring at a possible undefeated top 5 match.
Yeah, that would be so exciting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That should be game day also.
Most likely.
Could be, yeah.
Steve Soleil, go Canes. It's all about the U. Martin DeBay, Canes fans should sing "Sacked in the Morning, You Will Be Blacked in the Morning" to the tune of Guantanamera to
Sacked in the morning.
Juan Manuel, Brett Giamanda, Molly Karam is now available for a broadcast sandwich.
Well, let's see. We got a Bella Danger talk. We got Molly Karam.
Canes Cats Heat. Good morning to you, Martin DeBay. Yes, Martin is in an entirely different part of the world from all of us. Thank you for stopping by.
Where is Martin?
I forgot where he mentioned it's. I know the time zone is like completely different for him over there. It's basically morning for him over there.
Wow.
Where he's at. Canes Cats Heat. Do we have a list of baseball visitors this weekend? Honestly, no. It's very hard to come by just like the information on like recruiting for baseball compared to the other sports. It is. Martin DeBay, I think the Canes will do to Billy Napier what the 1985 Canes did to Jerry Faust and Notre Dame. Run up the score and get Billy fired.
Basically like Clemson did to Al Golden.
Yeah, it would be nice if Miami would have one of those games. Redhead Kane. I'm still wearing black. Let's go Canes. Professor Rosenthal. Do we have a list? Okay, so that was mentioned as well. Martin Dubé. Good morning, Canes cast. Martin Dubé. 58-7. I like the Canes over Notre Dame. Wow. That would, I mean.
I was at that game, Martin, by the way. Is anyone else at that game? I was there, and I sat right behind or in front of the band. I think it was in front of the band, and they were playing the whole darn game. And I was at that game, the game that Jared House got fired, and they ripped Jimmy Johnson for running up the score and blocking a punt. And, how dare us do that? Notre Dame's allowed to do that to every team with Ara Parsegian and all their other coaches, but God forbid Miami do it.
Hassan, thank you for always stopping by for the to the show, Hassan. Hey, fellas, I don't think the game will be close unless the refs get involved. Well, let's hope not. Canes cat Heat again. Bring A-Rod back. Alex Rodriguez back again, or The Rock. It was A-Rod. The guest picker should have been The Rock or Michael Irvin. I agree on that. I think it should have. I think it should be Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin
been on the sideline for almost.
But he's on ESPN all the time. He is so it could be though. They love Michael Irvin there.
I don't think he's on there anymore, is he? Or
no, he hasn't been on ESPN for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Hassan mentioned here, I'm hearing Pitbull will be the guest picker. That's a good choice too. Let's see. Non-Miami question from Rich Millennial, but how do you think the preseason top QBs are looking so far? Sellers, Nussmeier, Cade Klubnik, any QBs that have been better than advertised? So with Lenoris Sellers, I think it's a lot of potential there, the way people look at him as a draft prospect. I still think he needs to get better as a passer. Cade Klubnik, I was with my hot takes for about a year and a half now that Cade Klubnik.
You nailed that. He's
not an elite quarterback. He's not. Anytime he plays with a team with a pulse, he just can't get the job done. He's a great athlete, though. Just don't think he's an elite quarterback, and I think it's been proven over and over again. I was shocked the amount of hype people were putting on him. Go look up the record books of, through the statistics of Cade Klubnik versus top 25 teams. It's jarringly bad. It's really bad. And Nussmeier, I've said this multiple times. I think it's like watching a roller coaster when you watch Jared Nussmeier. The highs are very high and the lows are very low. Not very steady though. And I think some teams will fall in love with that. They'll think, yeah, hey, maybe we could fix it. Maybe we could work on it, or whatever the case may be. There's franchises in the NFL that think that way.
Yeah.
And then there's some that just say, give me the steady guy.
Who's the quarterback in Tennessee?
Nussmeier hasn't been as erratic this season. Like last year, he seemed a little wilder. He's toned it down a little bit, though, at least. It doesn't seem as crazy this season as, like you mentioned, roller coaster. I've said it before also. Watching him last year, it's like, woo, it's like Lamar Jackson, then he's back down here. Daniel Jones, he's like, but this year he's leveled out. Their defense is a lot better, too. Again, your defense is better. You don't feel compelled to go crazy and throw it 40 times.
Who's the quarterback of Tennessee? Joey Aguilar?
Joey Aguilar.
Well. He started off the first 3 drives, he was like unstoppable.
They blew that game.
He's been playing really good. He's been playing really good, and
he's playing well.
My goodness, Nico.
UCLA.
I'm Olivia. Nico, I'm Olivia. Just not good.
Not a
UCLA.
good move.
UCLA's coach getting fired too, and just I think he's back in the portal again in the winter. By the way, something I've mentioned for the last 2 years, and now news is broken about it. The NCAA is pushing very hard right now that it's likely going to get passed, that you're only going to have one transfer portal window, which will be in the winter, no longer the spring. I want to say, I don't want to toot my horn too much, but
he's doing one of these, Brett.
I see it. Gio is Mando, let's give him a round of applause. Gio, great job.
A pat on the back for myself, because I brought that up countless times over and over and over again about the portal, that that's where it was going to head to. And sure enough, here we are. I think it's going to be good for some teams. Some teams are not going to be rated after the spring. You're not going to see as many kids getting the boot from rosters. But I think it also brings the question that from a management standpoint, as a team, your scouting department needs to be on point for that winter portal, because now it's going to be even wilder than ever. Kids are not going to wait and say, maybe I'll see how things look in the spring. Kids are going to say, no, I'm hitting that portal. Bye. See you later. Thank you for your time. But I'm going to greener pastures. So from a scouting level standpoint, all of that needs to be focused and in one direction, and have a great general idea of what they want to add and what they want to address, because you don't have two chances now. You got one chance, a 15-day window, and you got to get it done within that. So I think it puts a lot of pressure, but I'll be honest, Miami's done a really good job with their transfer guys that have come into the team this year. I could list off names, but they look really good. Like,
they've done
really
a good job.
The transfer guys they brought in, that scouting department did a really good job, and I hope they do it again in the winter.
Do you think they'll be able to limit, Gio, how many times a kid can go into the portal in his career? I mean, because going in every year is like, which a lot of these kids do. Once you leave a school, it seems like they go to another school and another school. So do you think they can limit it and say you're only allowed to do it 2 times in your career, 1 time in your career?
I think I look at it this way. If your head coach gets fired, I think you should have a freebie. No problem at all that you should be able to transfer, because no one wants to be locked into a situation. And let's say the management of your employer changes and whatnot, then no one wants to be into that situation. I think it should be okay for true freshmen to transfer, or if there's any legitimate sick family scenarios, because, for example, there's been players before in the past that have given that excuse, and that's actually not the case. And they just want to leave a program for other reasons. But where the pushback should be is if you've already transferred once before, like the prior year, and there's no legitimate reason, like coach being fired or familial reasoning behind it, you should sit. You need to sit a year if you want to go to the next school.
Right.
I absolutely believe in that.
A year is a great point.
Yeah, I totally believe it.
Yeah, so coach being fired or or going to another team, because coaches are always free agents, the players have a window automatically. I agree on that. It's just that when you get guys that every year are switching, I mean, I know they're doing it for money. It just, I don't know. These are young guys, they're not professionals. I mean, they are professionals now. They're no longer at college because they're making money. But it just teaches, and once you start quitting or changing teams and giving up, like Willis said, they would have never done what they did as a team if there was the transfer portal in those days. They would have never had that much an abundance of talent.
Oh, no. And you see it throughout college football now. Do either of you believe that there's one truly dominant team right now in college football? I don't see that.
No. Alabama have won all those championships if there was the portal open. I mean, they were the only people paying people, or that at least that wasn't getting in trouble for it. 2 things I just want to mention. Willis McGay did say, Brett, ask this question, because I never even thought of this. Okay, in the 2002 game against Ohio State, all right, does anyone realize that when he got hurt, they brought in Jared Payton? Why wasn't Jason Gathers, who was the main backup running back for the team and was dominating when he had every opportunity, why did he not play? And he says to this day, if Gathers would have played, they would have won the game. Gathers was amazing, but they couldn't. He said, the coach said, we just didn't have him ready. He was doing something else, but they played Payton instead of him, which is kind of weird because Payton was also mainly the fullback. And if you remember in that game, the Canes, when McKay went down, our running game stopped.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows that or can think of that, it's a question of why did the Canes go in that direction?
Yeah, well, I can't give the exact answer on that why. I could ask Don Solinger himself and hear.
I'll say, did Willis send you to ask that question?
That's exactly what he would say. But Don's a great guy. I've many conversations with him in the past. But I'll be honest, Jason Gathers, I know from some of the stories I heard, like about his scenario at Miami, obviously switching positions back and forth between running back and receiver. And then I know there was some concerns too, at least from other alumni, that they would always say, man, like if he just had his stuff together, like he had all the talent, like he absolutely had all the talent to be a great one. But it just, sometimes it doesn't work.
No, absolutely. And then Jared Payton obviously had the Payton name. And Jared Payton's a great guy. I've met him before, just a stand-up human being. But just he asked me about that. Ask everybody, what they're, do they know why, or if they even realized it, that Gathers did not play in that game. He wasn't suspended, but you're right. They said they had him ready for wide receiver, not running back. So
Martin Dubé, Lagway has been at least a 50% completion passer. Where is the rationale for all this fear of him? He will be facing Mesidor, Bain, and let's forget. Yeah, Lagway hasn't been very accurate. He's thrown a lot of picks. He's thrown more picks than touchdowns in his career. And even this season, he's thrown 6 picks to 5 touchdowns. You never want to be in that margin where you're throwing more interceptions.
That's crazy.
Miami fans have been in those shoes before with other quarterbacks in the past. So it's not a very good feeling, and that's not winning football. You can't win games like that. You self-destruct, basically. Jake mentioned here, is there any over-under for Bryce Fitzgerald picks? That should be a player prop if you're betting on other sports books. I know here in Florida we just have the Hard Rock bet, which they don't have that for, at least for college players. But how many
does he have now? He got the one in this game, right?
Yes, so he's got 2 in as many games, so back-to-back games.
And as soon as I said that, you mentioned him, and so I said, "There's Gio's guy."
Jose Santos, Gio, whatever happened to the Washington Twins? So Robbie Washington is at Coastal Carolina right now. Bobby Washington is coming back and recovering from a knee injury over from the off season, so he's not playing yet. Juan Manuel, who was Vinny Testaverde's backup in 1986? How many interceptions did Vinny painfully throw? Why didn't Jimmy put him in after the 3rd interception? Wasn't the backup Gino Toretta's brother?
Was it? Walsh wasn't there yet?
No, I don't think
so. Over for Toretta. So it's I thought Walsh was there, but it may have been. Yeah, what's his name? What was the Toretta's brother's name was?
I think Walsh was 87, 88, because I know Walsh won a national title 80.
Yeah, he never lost the game except for the Cleveland Gary didn't fumble game. That was his only loss in his career. Exactly. Should have been perfect, but yeah, I think it was maybe Toretta's brother. But I thought we had someone previous to that. We had Kosar, Testaverde, Rick. We had a Cal Vanderway. We had an awesome. It's hard to believe that Toretta's brother was our backup.
Yeah, I just checked right now. I was right. It was Gino's brother. I don't want to butcher his name. Geoff.
Oh, Jeff. Yeah, it's Jeff. Geoff, right?
Yeah,
Jeff Toretta. It's just pronounced like Jeff instead of Geoff.
Yeah.
My nephew the way. So that's also Jeffrey, the Toys R Us. It was the bear, Toys R Us tiger or something like that, right? Was named Jeffrey.
Yeah, the oh my goodness, not the zebra, what's that animal? Oh my goodness. I'm drawing blanks tonight, guys.
Well, you're okay. You're allowed to have once in a while.
No, not a camel.
What the Toys R Us? What was it?
Giraffe.
That's right. That's right. Jeffrey the Giraffe. That's right.
Yeah, everybody always points out, obviously, and rightfully so, the loss to Ohio State with the flag in the end zone. But for us that are a little older, that 87 loss to Penn State, we threw 5 picks and we only lost 14-10. I mean, you talk to any Penn State fan, there's the image of Alonzo Highsmith walking off the field in tears because we were better. It wasn't even
talk about
close.
the 2001 team. No,
Yeah.
the 86 team didn't win either. That team was
The 86
stacked.
team might be they didn't win it all. They might be the best team we've had.
They dominated. They destroyed everybody.
Yeah. Crazy.
I mean, Jerome Brown,
such a bad loss.
Smith, that was phenomenal. And they beat tough teams. They beat Oklahoma and Nebraska when they were good.
Yeah.
Martin Dubé, I don't care about Mario's game day narrative. Great players always make great plays and make coaches look great. Yep, I agree with you, Martin.
Good point, Martin.
Mario has acquired great players, and they will make him look good. I agree with that 100%. The players will make a coach look good. You have to identify talent. Yeah, people bring up in-game coaching and whatnot. Talent can overcome that. It can. Hassan said here, they make a big deal about Mario because he coaches at Miami. They won't ever. They want everyone that coaches at Miami to suck. Remember, the Miami hate is real. Yeah, Blue. It's always the Jimmies and Joes over the X's and O's. I agree with you, Blue.
Very good.
Heart of Sports. Jake, at least 1.5. We're playing DJ. We're playing DJ. Give it away. Talking about the Bryce Fitzgerald over under for interceptions. Martin Dubé, these 2025 Canes remind me of the 1990 team on offense, with Beck being an upgrade over Craig Erickson and Fletcher over Stephen McGuire.
Well, Erickson and McGuire won a national championship, and in '91, in '89 they won the championship, I think, right?
Nobody ever mentions McGuire. That guy was a good player.
McGuire, he was a touchdown maker. The touchdown
he could catch
maker.
the ball. He could catch the ball to the backfield too. He was. Really
he could
good.
catch. He's a retired policeman, I think, in New York now. He's coming to the store, and he's in the Canes Hall of Fame. But he was a beast against Florida State. He was dominating. And Erickson, they won that championship in '89. So I think Gino won in '91. So I hope they're an upgrade, Martin, over. It's hard to say that right now since those guys were national champions and some of the greatest, two of the greatest players in Canes history. So if Beck and Fletcher are an upgrade, we're going to win the championship. We got ourselves a championship, man.
Dolphin Derek, go Canes. Derek always supporting the Canes. Robert Hullab, hey Mando, my wife has the same top, but hey, it looks good on you.
It's a CanesWear exclusive. So Robert, your wife has
nice, Robert. Nice.
And I love that. That Canes are Sebastian Canes. We actually have that in white. So if you are wearing white for the game, we do have it in white right now, along with Running with the Smoke. But that is a great shirt, Mando. I think you picked out a beautiful shirt, and you wear it very well. And I'm not just saying that. You could be the CanesWear model of the day.
It's very comfortable. That's pretty funny, Robert.
Matthew Gittleman said Florida will come to play. I agree.
My son says Florida will come to play. Yes, I do agree on that, Matthew.
818 Cali Kane, what do you think of this dream scenario this year? Georgia Tech in the ACC ship, Oregon in the quarterfinals.
Oh, man.
Georgia in the semifinals, and OSU in the national championship. Lots of storyline payback. Y'all's thoughts? That would be insane. Like a revenge tour for Miami fans.
As long as we're there, 818, I am going to be happy. 818 must be in California. But as long as, obviously, it's Cali Can. If we're there, I don't care who we play. But that would be great if we play those teams. But let's just, as Al Davis said, just win. Just win.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about GT before the season, and they've proven to be pretty tough. Georgia Tech is a tough team.
So, Mando, there's the question here for you from Juan Manuel. He said,
he's got one for me? All right.
Yeah. Ryan Day is thinking of starting a men's hair and beard salon in Columbus, Ohio. Now that he has found new street cred after a national championship, will it close after another Michigan loss?
Remains to be seen. Jeremiah Smith says he's never losing to them again. So I guess we'll see later this year when they match up.
Virginia Canes fan. Fletcher's a very good back, but he is nowhere near Stephen McGuire's talent. We gotta see. I think a lot what plays into this too is people got to see how these guys' careers extend beyond college.
Correct. If he's as good as Steve McGuire in the big games, Steve McGuire was a Florida State killer. I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Virginia Canes. They're hard to say when you've got Canes Hall of Famers that the guys now. Now, I love Fletcher, great kid, great athlete, great player, but hopefully he gets to that level.
Yeah. Epinephrine said Jimmy Johnson should be the guest picker. Yeah, that's a good choice too.
When he came out onto the field and he was walking in the tunnel, they had him on the screen
that was amazing.
in the Notre Dame game. That crowd in that place went crazy. So
that was amazing. And the
Miami fans love Jimmy Johnson, man.
I like that new touch that they've added at the stadium. So yeah, Jimmy Johnson week 1. Week 2 was Darren Smith. Last week was Randall Hill. So it's nice to see. Really nice.
Yeah.
Martin Dubé. Defense still has work to do on pass defense coverage. Yeah, I could agree to that on that extent. They got to clean up a few things, but definitely nowhere near as bad as last year.
I think I need a Pack the Rock shirt, Ed Sanchez. I definitely need to. What do you think about a Pack the Rock shirt?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pack the Rock, baby.
Juan Manuel, Gio, who are 5 players that have surprised you, good or bad? Surprises. David Blay is even better than I was thinking. Like I thought he was going to be good, but he's been pretty great. Surprise as in bad, I would say. I don't want to say necessarily bad, but like the tight ends in terms of blocking in the run game, there's a lot to be there. I'll be very honest.
I think that's the biggest position that has not lived up to expectations, I would say. Not that they're bad, but not lived up to expectations.
And the other surprise, I'll say, I don't know if I could do 5, but we'll see. Tony Johnson, more of a deep threat as a receiver than I initially thought. He made some plays last week that were kind of eye-opening. He's a really good route runner. Who else? Well, I don't want to say this is a surprise for me because I mentioned it throughout camp that Chase Smith was going to play quite a bit this year, but really good surprise if you're a Cane fan in general. I don't think many people had that on their bingo card this year that Chase Smith was going to be a guy that really help out the team this year. And one last bad thing. There's not too many bad things, to be honest. Well, I'll say this: no one take this wrong, or anyone listening, but I think Francis Mauigoa has gotten off to a slightly slow start this year, but I want to see how he finishes.
Yeah, well, speaking of the O-line, pleasant surprise. What about Pancake?
Really good.
I mean,
that's.
What position do you think is surprise for most of the fans? I know you were into the receivers. Do you think the receivers have been the biggest welcome surprise overall from their total depth and how they played?
For me, no, because I was on that tangent throughout the offseason that I felt they were going to be fine because of Kevin Beard. But I think for fans, it's a tremendous surprise. For them.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have expected
you expected them to play good, but they are making acrobatic catches. They are getting in position. They're pulling the ball. They're doing everything right. And it's not just one or two. It's every one of them.
Yeah. Martin Dubé said the 1989 defense averaged, they only allowed 8.9 points per game, and the offense averaged 35 points per game. That's dominance.
Correct. That 89 team and 88 team as well, with the team that lost to Notre Dame. But those teams were unbelievable, those defenses. And I agree, Martin. I think this defense reminds me of those 80s defenses.
Is Georgia and Alabama with SEC overrated? Juan Manuel said, living off reputation, the 86 team would beat the 2001 team. Wow. So would the 89 team. That 89 team, Cortez Kennedy and Russell Maryland, they would cause havoc and shut down the 2001 run game.
Yeah, I will say that. I know that, again, I'll repeat it. They didn't win it all, and we're dating ourselves here. But that 86 team, yes, the Fiesta Bowl was a nightmare, but that team was loaded. I mean,
like you said,
it was crazy.
Interceptions, and Highsmith would still be running if they handed him the ball.
Yeah. Blue asked here, Charles Brantley got a few snaps against USF for the first time this year. Will he be more of a focal point going forward? Well, he's in that rotation at corner. He's like the 5th guy in there right now. So he'll play some. It's possibly someone you could look at as possibly playing more like later on in the season. Has to get into the groove of things. Had missed some time in camp. Juan Manuel, Miami's 89 was a bad fumble call from shutting out the number 189 Irish team. The Irish coaches will tell you they were better in 89 Notre Dame. Point was on a pick 6 hurdle by Ned Volkart. Wow. Great memory.
Oh, for Notre Dame shutting out the Irish. Yeah. Didn't we win 20-0 in one of those years? I thought we beat them 20-0. But that may have been the year before. That may have been the year before 88. So, yeah, so 87. So, the 89 team. Yeah, we dominated. I mean, those are the days of Lou Holtz as the coach, right? And really, they only got us and that was some rivalry. The fights, that was when Sebastian, I think, John Ruth, he went ahead and got arrested. Was that against Notre Dame?
No, that was against Florida State.
Florida State, that's right, yeah. So
Hassan said, I live in Toledo, and it will be my second Hurricane game I'll be at. The first one was Notre Dame.
Awesome.
That's what's up, Hassan. Nice experiences to go to. Those are memories you always hold. HJS Canes. Gio, can you be honest? Is JoJo in the doghouse? I can't discuss.
Answer the question.
Discuss the JoJo stuff anymore. I'd spoken with someone at Miami and everything. Just know this: everything will be fine, and he will be on the field very, very soon. So just nothing to worry about.
Come and buy your number 1 jerseys.
There you go.
Juan Manuel said Dallas Wilson is ruled out. Will begin practicing after bye week per Florida 247. Oh, well, that's another guy that receivers room. So, HJS Canes. Brett, do you have new era hats?
We do not have them. We passed on just they were so expensive versus the Adidas, but we are going to look at getting them soon because people do want them. We do carry new era for the Dolphins and the Heat. So we do have to carry for the UM as well. We focus on 47, Adidas, and a couple others, but some people are saying it. So HJS, we are going to work on getting newer UM hats as well.
Juan Manuel said, Brett, Mando, and Gio, is Dabo Swinney going into a midlife coaching crisis? Did you see his meltdown?
Oh, yeah.
Danny Camille has Carson Beck envy too. You saw that, Mando?
Yeah, I saw that he mentioned that he was 55 years old because obviously he's being questioned because they're 1-2. So then he just goes on like a classic rant about they've won 8 of the last 10 conference titles. And he pretty much told the media in the room that you had us going nowhere anyway, so I don't care what you think. It was like a WWE skit. It was pretty interesting.
I love Dabo. I mean, I know he's.
I know you liked it. Yeah.
I texted you about that, and it's like, but you're right. Like it's like a skit. But he says, listen, it's like he wasn't like I'm 40 or something like that. The Oklahoma State coach, but he did say I've won 8 out of. You want me to go somewhere else? I'll go somewhere else. I'm happy to go somewhere else.
Yeah, he said I'm just starting out to learn to be a good coach or whatnot, and if they get rid of me, I'll go somewhere else and coach. I saw it. He went off. I saw that.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. He said something along the lines of like, well, well, if they want me gone, whatever, then push me out the door and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. He got confidence. I mean, how long if Alabama doesn't do well? Would Alabama look at taking him? Would he ever want to go back to Alabama?
No,
those are great questions because, you got to see how Kalen DeBoer does throughout this year. I know Alabama fans were ready to rip his head off after game 1 with Florida State. Yep. They were already saying, fire him, this and that, or whatever. They just beat down Wisconsin really bad last week. Like, it was total dominance. So,
they can turn it around. We'll see.
Alabama was caught off guard, whatever the case may be. We got to see as the season goes. It's a long season. But in terms of Dabo, I think it has more to do with the quarterback situation than anything. I've been on that train for 2 years now. I don't think Cade Klubnik is that good of a quarterback in college football. I think it's hurting that team. They got some serious guys on defense. They got good linebackers, Sammy Brown, Wade Woodaz. They got good defensive backs. They have great defensive linemen like T.J. Parker and Peter Woods. They have plenty of receivers. They have some really talent. So actually, for example, you see how Miami has these young receivers right now emerging? That was Clemson's receiver room last year. Like all young guys, freshmen or redshirt freshmen. And like everyone was saying before the season, oh, what's going to happen receiver? Those guys exploded onto the scene like right away. So I'll give them credit in that aspect. I do think Clemson lacks a running back right now, though. Usually Clemson, with their great teams, they would have that like one bona fide stud running back. They don't have that right now. So I think they have a problem in their backfield right now. They need a better quarterback and they need a better running back. And I think you'll see Clemson be a better team. I don't think they're that bad, to be honest.
Yeah, they're not that bad. And they were just so talented for so many years. I mean, that team that won the national, they were as good as it gets. Their wide receivers were big. Their running back, they had everything. They're defenders, but they had the run of two great quarterbacks for all that time. So when you have great quarterbacks and great all-around teams, it's hard to keep that consistency up. And then the fans are like, hey, there were people that called for Nick Saban to be fired when he lost a couple of games.
Yeah. Fourth and forever with Colorado King. Good evening, gentlemen. I am late. Thank you for stopping by anyways.
There you go.
You with the late night crew. And
late night
by the way, I took a look at the numbers. We've had over 2,000 people watching for the hour and a half that we've been on. So
awesome.
Thank you.
And lots of questions. And people are coming in late. It's a late night, so we're going to have to pour a second drink.
One Manuel said here, Gio, is the bye week coming at the perfect time? I always compare Jared Bain to Jared Verse, who was a complete defensive man. I could kind of see that too. By the way, the comparisons of Reggie White, that didn't come from me. It came from someone else. But I think personally, Ruben Bain reminds me a lot of Aaron Donald personally. But yeah, I think the bye week is at a perfect time. You got those 4 games this will be the 4th one this weekend. Florida State, you'll have them off the bye week. Florida State won't have a bye week going into that game, so they may be a little banged up. You can rest up some guys. Like, for example, I know Lyle got banged up early in the year. He's fine now or whatever, but if anyone needs any extra recovery time, perfect timing right there.
Very weird to have a bye week sandwiching a game. 2 bye weeks.
Yeah, that's why I asked earlier. I didn't think that was right. I found that
I didn't like. Bye week, play a game, bye week, but that seems strange because but it is what it is.
Lorraine said here, thank you, Lorraine, for stopping by. She said Miami 38-10 over Florida. Wow.
Love it.
We'll take it, Lorraine.
TY from YouTube. Gio, I think they will come in tight and a few plays don't go their way. Lagway throws a pick, and I think their team will lay down because they are on the verge of quitting. A hit dog will holler.
Excellent point. That's what
morale is low.
If you get down, we got to take them out of the game quickly. Step on them.
Number 1, Kane. We beat UF and FSU last year. We haven't even used our tight ends or JoJo yet, and this is just the 4th game. Our new defensive back is playing well together as well. Yeah, I agree with all those points. 1MG of epinephrine said, what's your take on FSU? Are they legit, or did they just catch Bama sleeping? So I think it's a little bit of both. Mm-hmm. I think Alabama was not prepared for that type of game with Florida State. I don't think they were expecting Florida State to be so damn physical, just up front and in the run game. Florida State ran at will against them. But however, on FSU, I've said this before, I want to see them play their first conference game against Virginia soon, and I think that'll give me a good gauge on kind of where they're at as a team. Like, was that Alabama game a just first game jitters and catching a team off guard or whatever the case may be, or are they really that good? I want to see, because they haven't really played anyone else that has a pulse outside of that Alabama game. So I know Virginia's not great, but it is a conference opponent. I want to see how they handle it.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's an away game on a Friday, I think. So that should be interesting.
Ari Marcus, where does a healthy Jordan Lyle fit in terms of carries? Like 1 or 2. in that rotation right there. Sometimes one, sometimes two. They'll go with the hot hand between him and Fletcher. I know they love Marty Brown as a short yardage guy as well. He's done really good in that role. Great pass protector too in the backfield. He's really stood out in that aspect. It's been a very big +1 in that for the passing offense. 1 mg of epinephrine. Jimmy Johnson should be the guest picker. I mentioned that earlier. Robert, hold up. What colors are the Canes wearing Saturday night? Miami Knights or black? No, it
Definitely
is
not wearing black.
orange over white with the black cleats. 4 weeks in a row.
No way. I'm stunned by
Mario
this.
superstition.
Superstitious Mario, which is fine with me. We've all been superstitious.
Charles Dawson. Beck was number 4 in ACC, not top 10 in the country. Manning was higher than him. How? Yeah, all that off-season hype. But you know what the beauty is about the off-season hype? As soon as the season starts, all the narratives go out the window.
That's why the off-season poll should be nothing.
Exactly.
It shouldn't even be a poll, but they have to do it.
I want to bring that up actually to you and Mando. There's been a lot of discussion about the AP poll because there's been 2 or 3 voters this year that have admittedly said that, oh, I didn't check it right, or oh, I didn't even realize that, or I missed that, or whatever. I'm sorry. You are given the privilege to vote on the top 25, which is the top 25 they use for the media for the games. Like, for example, Miami USF, which is playing behind me, number 5 Miami right next to that name. That's for TV ratings as well. So you're playing into that, and you're not even taking it seriously. Like, for example, there was Florida was still in the top 25 of some voter.
Notre Dame's number 10 to some voters.
Yeah,
They moved up in by one voter.
Yeah, it's just.
And South Carolina and Vanderbilt supposedly. Was it Vanderbilt that destroyed South Carolina?
Yeah,
Vanderbilt's playing well.
They had South Carolina over them. Yeah, doesn't make sense.
But you're right. That's a good point, Gio. But I think the polls have always been we just don't look at it that closely, and some teams really get jobbed.
Yeah. Let's see here. Robert Halep. Usually somebody who's selected that was not a former player, but it is famous. I went to school there. Slug Bruce. What's going on with Ray Ray? Ray Ray's there in the rotation. I mean, it is what it is. 1 mg of epinephrine. As per the NCAA, in the Xavier Lucas case, players can transfer whenever. Regular students can transfer. The portal is just a database to help player and teams find each other. That's true. Xavier Lucas did prove that this offseason. That you could basically transfer whenever the heck you want.
So if they go to the thing that you've been talking about, the one time they make the rule, will that change that? Or are kids still going to be able to get around the system? The one time during the year, I mean, when there's a window, will they be able to do it other times?
You know what I believe, Brett? I think we're reaching territory now that this is very close to professional football with the NIL and everything. Just put these kids down on contracts. You're on a 2 or 3 year deal. You have buyout clauses. You want to leave. You want to go to another team. Well, they got to buy this out or whatever. Let's be real. That's basically what's going on right now. It's what's going on, but just not officially and out in the open.
When you got quarterbacks making $4, $5, $6 million, and other players, Jeremiah Smith, are making this much money, it's like they're guys are making more than the NFL players.
Yeah, but there's also discourse with how much certain guys are making. Like the numbers on Beck are not true. Jeremiah Smith is making way more money than people even realize. Like he's one of the top 2 paid players in the entire country. Just but that also plays in with just the media and just this. It's not always the correct numbers.
So make them real contracts, like you said. Everything's out in the open. All NFL contracts, everybody knows. Teams have to report. I mean, Arch Manning is probably getting $8 million or so. Would you think that he's getting a lot?
He's being paid a lot.
Yeah, and Jeremiah Smith is getting close to that, if not. And so, but is Carson getting $4 million or no?
No, not exactly 4.
I mean, Cam Moore was still the steal of the ever at a
Oh
million.
yeah.
The price
Yep.
point they got him at, yeah. But the wild thing about the portal too, I had spoke with someone about this, and from year to year, it could drastically change. Like even the market, like 1 year, a certain position could cost more because it's at a premium that teams need this or they need that. So I think Carson Beck just went in at a really good time as well. But yeah, Miami got Cam Ward at a steal. When you look back on it now, like what he was able to do, it's absolute steal what they got him for.
Mando wouldn't even take $1 million to play.
It's like $100K right now. Don't complain.
Fourth and forever with Colorado Kane. Thank you to CanesWear for the Ed Reed jersey.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Colorado Kane. Thank you. And thank you. I think he gave us the idea on the U Miami hat. Was that Colorado Kane or somebody else that gave us the idea on the U Miami upside down hat?
Juan Manuel said Jason Geathers got slower as he turned to an upperclassman. Geathers that played against Florida in 2002 was not the same guy as in 2003 versus Pittsburgh getting run down. Juan Manuel also said, Gio, will Miami play Pringle? Once you start, you can't stop. For breaking games open on the ground, Miami is missing home run hitter in the backfield. Pringle can literally do that. Yeah, Jordan Lyle could do the same thing too. Home run threat. Gerard Pringle obviously can. People have seen it in the past couple games. I think you're going to see a little more Gerard Pringle as the season goes along. And you kind of saw that last week. He got in before Hellcat, actually. He kind of leapfrogged him on the depth chart after one game. So
excited to see Jordan Lyle, though, get some opportunities. And I'm excited to see Fletcher break more of them because he's so close in so many plays to breaking it. Yep.
818 Calicane at Brett. Are you guys going to get stock of the white new era Miami fitted hats of size 7 1/4?
We are definitely working on it. Because of the new era questions, I'm going to call them tomorrow and see what's up.
There you go. There's your answer, Calicane.
Specific size and everything. He was ready.
I know. We got it all. I like it. I like when you're putting in an order just like that, specific size, Mando. See, when Mando calls, he says, get me the schmedium, and I'm ready.
Stephen McGuire was Miami's Jerome Bettis. Yeah, he was a really big back.
Oh, yeah.
1 minute. Let's see. Robert Haleb. Hey, Brett, how about an iron sharpens iron T-shirt?
I like that, too. Send me a message on that one.
Did you see Michael Irvin's shirt that he's wearing this year? I know everyone remembers the one he wore all last year, but now he's got a new one. I believe he's very superstitious himself. He's got the
Green Tree Made Me.
Green Tree Made Me shirt.
We actually had one with Donation, and we're doing the Donation Church way back. So I've got to see and get that. There's a certain art that we made, and I think we're gonna that was done. I think we got to make that shirt. Yeah. It's like we just returned 80s baby. The You Raised Me. Green Tree Raised Me. So I definitely want something with Green Tree.
818 Calicane said, could this year's wide receiver room be better than last year's? I mentioned it during the offseason that I felt they had the ceiling to be better, like from a talent perspective. Obviously just not the proven production yet, but yeah.
I think they're much deeper. They're much deeper here, I think.
Yeah, I think they're going to be better than the group from last year, and I think guys are going to get drafted higher too.
What do you think Horton does when he looks at this team and sees these guys making these catches? He's got it, and he's saying, Brett made my jersey too, and he's got like 40 of them there at the store, number 2. You think they're saying, why did I leave Miami?
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of playing second fiddle at Alabama to Ryan Williams when he possibly could have got more catches here again this year, and he was already kind of established at Miami. You go somewhere else, it's kind of up in the air. You're going to a new program, you're learning new things. Doesn't always go your way. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it works out for some guys. CJ Daniels is at LSU last year, had the heel injury, came to Miami now. He got healthy, had his surgery in the offseason, looks great and phenomenal. Doesn't drop the ball. But, yeah, it's a tough thing. but Miami's moved on, and I just that door is closed. And I mean, at the end of the day, they also felt that there was too much money being demanded. They didn't think it was the juice was worth the squeeze. Hassan said here, Gio, who does Miami have a better chance with, Justice Fitzpatrick or Tyreek Green, who will be visiting for the Florida game? Yeah, Tyreek Green will be there. It's a possibility Fitzpatrick might go too. We'll see. And does Miami really have a chance with Nolan Wilson? So I mentioned Nolan Wilson earlier. Miami absolutely has a really good chance there. In terms of Tyreek Green, they're kind of feeling that out. This will be his first visit back since the summer. They came really, really close to getting him over the summer. I mentioned that way back. That was I think that was like late July, early August when that was going on. And with Fitzpatrick, I've heard recently that it would be kind of a surprise if he stuck with Georgia at this point. It's people are thinking more so Miami, Ohio State, between those two. But I know his brother's very involved with this recruitment process right now.
I just have to make something real quick. Not about my wife just saying Ohio State, and she's from Ohio. She can't figure out who she'll root for. Really, honey? But the point is, I think in the bye week, one time we should try the 24-hour CanesWear podcast, because I think questions would go on all day. You got to make sure that Mando is not going to work the next day. There's no game, and we can just go 24-hour podcast. I think we'd definitely be on the news.
There you go.
You see, questions will keep on coming, and we appreciate that. Yes, Raymond, we do have fitted hats. We have flex fits. We have several of them. We have all the baseball caps, which are by the numbers. We have about 7 different ones. So we have them at CanesWear.com or MiamiHeadwear.com. MiamiHeadwear.com, guys, do know, will take you to all of our hats as well. MiamiHeadwear.com. You'll see all the CanesWear hats. We just got a ton of new hats for 47 in. We've got the biggest selection of hats anywhere. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. One Manuel said, will you guys do 2 shows a week? I will share and tell my friends to subscribe and have you on notifications for new programs.
Thank you. You won't do it with 1 show, though, but you'll do it with 2. We appreciate that one, Manuel. Yeah, it's yes. I mean, when we have time, we can do 2. I know Mando wants to do 5.
Manuel said, who was that jumbo fullback wearing 46? I think he can block at tight end. He is wide ass. That's SJ Alafaituli, a true freshman. He's actually an interior offensive lineman, but
wow,
they have him wear the other jersey and line up in the backfield for something.
I love that.
Creativity on offense. Lorraine asked you, with the transfer portal, will there ever be a dynasty again? I don't think so. I think you just have so much parity in college football now. But I do think that you will have your mainstay programs, like you'll have like a good solid 7 or 8 that could win it any year. And maybe that rotates in and out every now and then. But I don't know. I think it's hard to be.
Well, the team that won the championship last year is number 1 in the country and favored to win it all this year. So what do we call a dynasty? 2 in a row? Is that a dynasty?
Yeah, 2 in a row, or appearing in 2 in a row.
The Canes have never won 2 in a row, and we won 4 out of 7 or 4. Yeah, 4 to 7 or 4 to 8. So yeah, so 2 in a row. Can Ohio State? I mean, if anyone's going to stop them, it's going to be us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juan Manuel, do you think Jabari Antoine is a potential nickel or safety? He tackles extremely well. So you're talking about the freshman corner from Louisiana playing for Miami. He could play corner or safety. I'm not sure on nickel, but I know there's been some discussion about like what exactly his future is. But yeah, he's healthy right now and he looks really good. Justin from X shared a U in orange and green. Juan Manuel said, will Arch Manning have to give some of his NIL money back for fraud?
He hasn't looked that good, but it's early in the season yet.
Let's see here. Blue said, add me to the list of people that want new era fitted hats.
It sounds like
these new eras are popular, huh?
Yes, I will Talk to them ASAP.
Tommy Cavelli said, "We getting any new unis this year? Maybe for 100th season."
Yes.
New,
There's one that we're getting, so I think the team is wearing it too.
okay.
As far as I know, there is a 20. We're getting a 25 jersey that is going to be really interesting, and I think the team is probably going to wear it too. But I don't know 100% sure. But it is the new parlay jersey that will be. If they're getting if we're getting it that they're wearing it, I think it's going to be awfully cool. Something we never won before.
We shall see.
Nice.
So 818 Cali Kane. CJ was a huge upgrade over Horton in all honesty. Yeah.
Totally. Makes the catches.
Yeah. 818 Cali Kane. If you're an elite defensive lineman, why wouldn't you want to be coached and developed by a Hall of Famer and an experienced NFL player in Damian Lewis and Jason Taylor? Yeah, it's a great selling point.
Mm-hmm.
Both. I mean, one was a first-round pick, a multi-all-conference player in college, had more than a cup of coffee in the league, and the other became a Pro Football Hall of Famer, gold jacket. So it's a great selling point.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Romer said, did CanesWear have a record weekend during Notre Dame week? The place was packed. Love to see it.
Thank you, Tyler. We appreciate it. It definitely was a spectacular weekend. Usually Florida State, Florida, Notre Dame bring out the people. First game is always huge for us, but putting it together with Notre Dame as the first game, and secondly, making it a Sunday night with everyone in shop, it was a monster week. So
we're on the last three questions of the night. First one is, how many of the top rated wide receivers coming to the Gators game do we have a chance of signing?
All of them.
Yeah. I wouldn't say all.
Dynamite analysis, Brett.
They're just coming to hang out.
One there is an Ohio State commit right now from Ohio that's considered like top 2 receiver in the country next year, and Jameer Brown. Nick Lanier, who's local. I think Miami has a really good shot with him. I actually love Miami for Nick Lanier. I think I see that one happening, honestly. And there's plenty others. I mean, I could – wait, give me one sec here. I'll just list it off to you, actually. Here you go. That he's talking about the 2027 group. It's ridiculous the amount of kids that are coming. But in particular, the receivers is the real highlight. 5-star receiver Jameer Brown, Quentin Burrell, Osani Gales, Nick Lanier, Easton Royal, Manchin Sales. Those are just 5 stars right there. And then you have 4-star receivers, Lawrence Britt, Dakota Garrett, Julius Jones Jr., which is Julius Jones, the former Cowboys running back. That's his son. Plays right down the road at St. Thomas.
In relation to Julio Jones, who's also down here, right?
4-star Trey Moore, Javian Robinson, Jaden Upshaw. That's just class of 2027, and just receivers overall, all blue chip kids. They have like, I think I got to count it again, but I think it was like 15 or 16 of like the top 20 to 25 receivers in the country, all in the building on the same day. That's ridiculous and absurd. Like,
that is.
Hats off.
That's crazy. Hopefully we can have anybody we want, because we play the way we want to play this year. All the fans want and expect. We are going to be a top #1 tier recruiting team.
Raymond Rodriguez said, Dan, been watching the show for a while and never had the sense to ask you about getting new era or fitted hats in general. Shame on me.
All right, look, we could have beat the rush, but yes. Well, that's what's great about this show is you can put those requests in. As anybody knows from the store, they ask for something a lot of times, and we'll start carrying it. So we appreciate our CanesWear family for that. We definitely were going to address that and see what we can get.
Fourth and forever with Colorado Kane. Mondo is turning into a pumpkin. And 818 Cali Kane said, Mondo looks like he is going to knock out and he's ready for
No, I'm good. Man, I'm up at 5:45 during the week. So it's
11:18. So whoever had the over on Mondo making it has won. You can cash it. You can cash it at the betting window.
I made it.
Hassan said here, Gio, I know you can't say who's the surprise recruits are, but will Miami fans be happy? Yes, they will be. There's a few surprises remaining for this weekend. Los Mark with Use Up in the chat. Martin Dubé. Artavius Jones only has one snap all season, according to PFF. Gio, is he headed for portal? I don't know if I want to say portal, but he was banged up throughout the offseason and just hasn't come all together yet. One of the strongest guys on the team, just more technical things that need to be worked on. Justin from YouTube, thanks for answering, Gio. Thank you, Justin, for stopping by. 818 Calicane, you want more info, go to Gio's Discord. Support Gio and sign up. Thank you. You can find the Discord link in the bio on my X profile. A lot of stuff going on in there every week. I just try to give nuggets, information as much as possible and that I can.
Geo Nuggets. Do you call them Geo Nuggets? Because you should. Geo Nuggets.
I just call it the buzz.
Okay.
818 Calicane, and wait, no, he mentioned that. Hassan X asked, will Nick Lanier reclassify? That's still kind of up in the air. There is a possibility of that happening. He has been handling some of the paperwork with that, but not set in stone just yet. However, Kenton Dobson, 2027 kid that has been saying he's going to reclassify, he's already reclassified. He's in the class of 2026. So anyone wondering on that Miami commit, it's just not officially or out in the public, but he's already reclassified. Justin said, Mando, you look tired, fam.
Damn, that's the second or third person that's
like the fourth person. I'm counting, Mando. You've gone from your shirt, your arms are busting out to you're tired. So I don't know what that means.
So Juan Manuel said, great show, guys. Have a good night of sleep. Great job. No more questions. And last one. This is a great one. 818 Cali said, what's
I love Juan Manuel's, by the way, too. Go to, he's telling everybody, good night. Thank you, Juan Manuel. He's worried about poor Mando, and we appreciate that.
Thank you, Juan Manuel.
818 Cali said here, what's your guys' predictions for Saturday's score?
Mando, you go first.
I'll go first. 34-17. I didn't think USF was going to get more than 17. I don't think UF will get more than 17 on us. I think 34 is a fair number for our offense.
I'll go with, I've said that I think Miami wins by about 2 touchdowns. I'll say like 2 touchdowns and a field goal. So I am going to go with 30. I'll go 31-13.
I'll go 42-17. 42-17. I was going to say 35, but that was like almost like Mando, so I kicked it up. I didn't want to be 1 point away like on Price is Right.
Yeah, you were going to do Price is Right.
I was going to go 42-14. Mando, when you're not sleeping, where can they find you?
I'm not sleeping, bro. I'm just a little.
You look good, Mando. You look good. I know you're not sleeping.
Thank you. Well, you can find me on here. You can find me here every week, right?
Absolutely, Mondo's a mainstay.
Wednesday,
whatever we do, Mondo's here.
And then you'll find me at all the games. You can see me on X.
The selfie guy.
I'm not. I've kind of chilled with the selfies. I don't really take them much anymore.
And he's never been more handsome, so I don't understand why.
It's the haircut today, but
that haircut looks really good.
Thank you. Yeah, those guys at the barbershop are a trip. You mentioned Pitbull as a possible guest speaker. Like these dudes were this tight jean craze. I don't get it. I don't get it, but these guys are crazy. But I'm not in 100 places like Gio, but I'm in a few spots. But I love coming on here with you guys, and it's cool to have a cool following, asking a bunch of questions. I think I love coming on here. So just ready for Saturday. Go out there, fun tailgate, and the wife's asleep, so I'm not going to be near Bella Danger. I promise you that. Right, baby? So it should be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Mondo, those are the CanesWear.com bands?
Yeah, as you know, the other ones I had from you like faded away. So these I actually got before the Notre Dame game. So they say, I bleed orange and green. So there's a close up of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
we have a black one now also that just rolled out.
Oh, okay, perfect.
It's a black and orange one, so we'll get them all up your arm. So yeah, those are cool. So CanesWear, $2 a piece. Gio, where can they find you? Where can't they find? Now, where can they find you, Gio?
Everyone can find me on X at Gio Million. You can also find me on here on the CanesWear podcast. You also make sure to shop at CanesWear, Miami Fan Wear, place where all Miami fans shop in Davie, Florida, 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida, right next to the famous Las Espadas Hoagies. So you could also find me, aside from here, I have a weekly show that I always do with Amon Richards called Who Wants Smoke. You can find that on YouTube with me and him. I'll be on Comics on Canes early tomorrow afternoon with Michael Yo. Sometimes you can find me on Locked on Canes with Alex Dono on 560 WQAM as well. Well, now they have 104.3 FM now too. WQAM.
Yes.
FM
Yes.
now.
FM.
So yeah, I make some appearances on there as well, talking some Canes here and there. So yeah.
Awesome. Hassan said, put your link for your Discord or let them know.
Oh, one sec. I'll drop that to you right here. When we're done.
I still can't figure out.
Here we go. And there's the link. Just sent it out.
All right, there it is. All right, cool. Check that out. Gio is you give all the inside information, the first to hear that knowledge, right? That's breaking news there.
Yeah, sometimes breaking. Sometimes other people may get it before me. I've always had this belief that I don't think there's any one particular best guy in Miami media. Everyone has their moments.
Good point. All right. Yes, support Gio. He works out there, works really hard for everybody. So go and support him. As for me, you can find me, of course, on X. You can find me on Facebook or Instagram. You can find me at CanesWear. A couple of things. Game is Saturday. It's 7:30. It will be crowded in the store on set. But even if there's a line, it moves pretty quickly. Everybody has a good time. We got a gigantic weekend between Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. It's going to be busy. Sunday, and it was the Canes board, but we do have the signing. If everybody probably already knows, tickets still available. We got Sergei Bobrovsky and going to be there at 11:30 to 1 at CanesWear signing. And then we've got Sam Bennett, the MVP. He's going to be there 3 to 4:30. So tickets are available online or in the store for just a couple more days on those. Matthew Kachuk is going to be here on 10/8. We are working with plenty of Canes as well pretty soon. So what'd you say?
I said Chucky,
baby.
Yeah,
Chucky.
you got the heavy hitters. That's a great event there.
Yeah. So for tomorrow, for what we're supposed to have is they're moving into our plaza. They're supposed to be there on Sunday. I've got to call them and confirm. Moving into our plaza is going to be Dave's Hot Chicken. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Dave. So they're supposed to be there giving out food and samples as well for Sunday for signing. So a lot of cool things going on at CanesWear. So they're going to be our neighbors soon. So we're really excited about that. So CanesWear.com, go Canes, huge game. Hope we need to be 4-0, and then we can celebrate the week off, and it'll be awesome. So look forward to seeing everybody soon.
Mando, Colorado Kane said he'll see you at Mayor's Cafe Saturday morning.
Oh, no, he's not coming down.
I love Mayor's.
That's a
you
good
go to Mayor's,
spot.
Mando?
No, but I would go there. I told him he came down for Notre Dame, and that's a really good breakfast spot. It's really good.
I love that part. The one in Pembroke Pines, right?
No, that one's actually in Miami Lakes. No, that one's not.
Oh, okay. There's one on Taft of Mayor's that's delicious too. So.
Oh, okay.
All right, but you're at Miami Lakes. All right, cool. So, all right, guys, we got Joe Zagacki in the back there and Don Bailey Jr. They're joining the show. So, guys, thank you very much. Callie Kane says, Dave says, we will see you soon. Go Canes. Remember, 52-3. Whoever got that one has a $100 gift card if that's the score. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you to Bobby. Bobby does a great job at TSN. Please follow him. Please subscribe to the channel. Remember, the last thing is the CanesWear mobile app. Please, everyone, download that. We're going to start having weekly. We're going to have weekly different from contests to other things like different exclusive material on there. So the CanesWear.com mobile app. It's on both the Apple Store and the Android store. So we're excited about that. It just rolled out. So that's about it for us. Thank you so much for joining the show. We appreciate everybody, and go Canes.
Go Canes, baby.